Welcome to a magnificent journey into the past. This is medieval time!
Oh, the dragon's balls were blazing as I stepped into his cave. Then I sliced his fucking cockles with a long and shiny blade.
I am she, the my deadly mandolin.
I'm a wizard. When we play, we go all night. Eating Twizzlers, got my spellbook piled high. Learning new tricks, shooting lightning to the sky. Roll a d6.
Her gold blonde hair spills past her alabaster shoulders like springs of honey mead. Her full, ample breasts are barely covered by a sheen of magical elven chainmail. Leather leggings hug her butter-supple loins.
I want to have sex with her.
So, you're walking through the forest and... What? A forest? We were in a dungeon. And what about the evil wizard who was zapping everyone? He's done. What? He's done zapping. Now move along. So, you're walking through the forest. Dungeon. Okay, dungeon forest. Whatever. You're walking along. And you're walking...
But that's a burden you choose to bear when you can bend the very laws of reality with the power of your imagination. That's a gift to be respected and feared.
He was 10 years old when his cousins introduced him to a game, Dungeons and Dragons.
As I was killing things, killing people, animals, the more I played Dungeons and Dragons, and the more I got involved in Satanism.
I'm telling you, these people are Satanists. As I sit here, they are Satanists. Look, the world is full of these kind of things. Look at this. Black masses, mutilations, mutilation.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Once they get in here, it's over, pal.
It's over, man. Game over, dude.
How's everybody doing tonight?
I just realized that one girl talks about Twizzlers.
Yes.
In the intro.
Oh, yeah. Too bad they're disgusting.
No, they're not.
I've had a lifetime supply of Twizzlers already.
I like black licorice better than I like red Twizzlers. But
all licorice is disgusting.
You are wrong.
Australian black licorice is where it's at. And actually, almost every root beer you've ever had has Australian black licorice in it.
I don't like the black licorice. I guess it's, what is it? Is it anise? Is that what that is?
Anise, yeah.
Anise?
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. But I love the red Twizzlers, and the red's a flavor, as everyone knows.
The best flavor.
Blue is the best flavor. Let's be
Blue?
Oh, we're kicking this thing off without Lewis. He will be catching up with us at some point. It's all gravy. But we're going to just chat for a second here and go through everybody's characters that are here. But first of all, what'd you guys think of coming off your first big, like, epic quest?
It's good. It was fun.
I have calluses.
Even though I had to sit out for one.
Yeah, half of it. What were you saying, Phil?
I have calluses, and I learned I don't like flooding rooms.
Was there like a feeling of impending doom with that?
Yes. I was, we had to choose a direction to run.
I will say this: don't think that I'm not afraid to kill you guys by way of water. I actually, my very first actual D&D character that died by drowning that way.
Oh God, that's not violent at all.
So you're trying to inflict your own traumas on us. I see.
I'm about to say Danny's just using this as therapy.
So I'll start with you, Nola. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and what's been going on with him? Describe him a little bit.
I continue to be a dwarf, despite all of my inner wishings to be both taller and thinner. I am a blacksmith / cleric of the forge. I have made it my mission from my god to hunt down the best materials and try and create the perfect weapon. Yeah, I'm just in general a badass at this point. So,
yeah, man, I think you've taken the brunt of most damage out of everyone in the group too, and you've not been knocked unconscious yet.
Yeah, but most of it's from Phil. So
Yeah. At least a third of it has been fulfilled.
This is true.
If I could get him to stop hitting me, I'd be good.
We'll see what happens today. All right, so let's go over to Jeremy. Sparks, tell us what's up with your character.
I am. Oh, look, my name is not on there. I am Wolfrian. I am a high elf, level 4 wizard, and I am happy to have survived that encounter and dungeon crawl and everything that just happened. I also took more damage from Bean than I took from the enemy. I did get punched in the face by the enemy. That was it. But I was very excited to try new spells and, try to be a badass wizard instead of a hide behind everybody kind of wizard. He's not quite ready for that, but he's getting there. He's got some things that he wants to study now.
You've made really good use of that firebolt.
Firebolt, and then
reliable.
I seem to tend towards fire spells for some reason, but he does have a couple non-fire spells. So,
are you trying to be Prince Zuko?
Or the guy from Firepower.
Or not.
All right, well, let's go down here to Caroline. Tell us your character. Tell us a little bit about her and what's been going on with her.
So I am Talia Nivane. I am a rogue high elf. I am level 4 now. Finally made it up there. I almost died. Something happened. Somehow I got vaguely poisoned, and a rune saved me. And then I came in and saved the day with the Commandant. And now we're going back to the town to kind of unwind post-adventure.
Yeah. Those are always look forward to once you've been away for a while. Let's cut over here to Phil. What you got going on with your character?
Well, I'm Bean Nolan. I'm a level 4, recently level 4 thief. And if I was going to say, it seems like last week and the week before have been spent with my party trying to avoid me at all costs because of the horrible rolls I get or the stupid things I do that possess me or take me over in other ways. Most recently it was the succubus. Is it succubus or succubi?
That was
succubi is the plural.
Well, I don't know. She might be succubi. We didn't have any girls in the room.
Anyway, it's good to be out of that soggy mess and on to new adventures.
Oh, man.
God, I could see this game's going X-rated.
I didn't even mean that. I was talking about flooded rooms earlier. I guess that was backstage. The context is lost, isn't it? Oh. There's a sip.
Phrasing, God. Phrasing.
All right. So while we're waiting for Lewis to give him a little opportunity to join us still, we'll do a hard recap since that was a really big adventure. Basically, the adventurers, ever since they entered the school, they'd been hearing about this Baron Alphen guy who formed his own mercenary militia. And the mercenary militia had taken over this town called Blasingdale and split their militia into two, creating a civil conflict. And the nearby dwarves, it was an ancient dwarf forge that had been abandoned. Well, the descendants of them returned to reclaim the forge. Well, Baron Alphen wanted this forge because the forge was known centuries ago for making cursed weapons. So naturally, the Blasingdale militia allied itself with these dwarves to try to stop the mercenaries. They then employed a team dispatched by the adventuring school to come help, and Ulfgar, the dwarf, who's not with us right now, laid the finishing blow on Baron Alphen by throwing a hatchet into his back as he ran away. And since that night has happened, the last few militia have been rounded up and arrested, and a party ensued throughout Blasingdale. You guys came back. Of course, Miriam was happy to see you guys made it back. She was the mayor because she was still slightly injured from earlier, and she was tasked with that job. So you guys spent the next couple days there kind of helping them reorganize and just hanging out in the town. And, time has come where it's time to return back to Northridge. It's been roughly, I want to say, just under 2 weeks since you initially left. So it's probably, because it was a few days of travel to get up there, and then you spent a day or so in the town, and there was a full day going into the mountain, and then you spent a couple days. You actually spent 2 days inside of the mountain, and then a day coming out. So I'm going to say it's been about 12 days since you originally left Northridge. And you say your last goodbyes with Grindar and Dara Whitewood, the militia leaders, and Urun. You say goodbye to him, and Enoch, the elf that joined your ranks for a while. She's not sure where to go or what to do, but Grindar was so impressed with her work and forgave her for her alliance with the Baron that he decided to make her a scout for the Blasingdale militia.
Nice.
Yes.
She's pretty good at that.
Yeah, exactly. And they're definitely needing people now too. So with everyone ready to roll, you guys all go back to the spot outside of town where the cube is used. What was that?
You said ready to roll.
Yeah. Well, actually, you do get to roll here. You get to roll that cube out and make that cube open up.
We got some flat ground here.
You gonna look for water?
Well, we're transporting, so we don't need water.
Oh, that's fine.
Still got plenty of firewood for all.
Yeah. Ba-ba-ra-ba-ba.
All right, there you go. So everybody comes into the transportation cube, and you warp yourselves back to the spot that's hidden in the woods behind the Northridge Adventuring School. And you all are very tired. Talia just came over a big illness, and then, of course, the battles, and you guys have been in, just moving constantly without really a good night's sleep since the werewolves attacked.
A lot has happened.
Yeah, exactly. See?
Yeah.
2 full sessions, plus you guys found out about this at the end of a session before that. So now you're just kind of wrapping that up, and you guys come back to the adventuring school, and we'll go ahead and cut over here to our map. There you go. Everybody's in the school. I'm going to go ahead and bring the interior up of the school, though. And let's see here. There it goes. You guys got it?
Got it.
Yep.
I guess I asked this last time.
Fancy Pants ain't here.
Yeah, we need to eliminate him.
Yeah, what's up, Phil?
We're still adepts, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So the way it works is, you're being an adept is someone who you pass the initiation and you on your first mission, you're then an adept. And then there are 2 split ranks after that. If you become a corporal, then you become salaried there. And it's kind of like, think of it like not so much in the sense of the prisoner version, but like a trustee, like at jail, But like you're on a salary, like you're someone who's very good at what you do, but you're not quite there yet. And then the goal, of course, one day is to leave the school as a graduate. And that is, once you get up to like Laneige's level,
okay,
sort of that sort of thing. So with that said, we are going to go to, let's bring up the map from my end here so I can see. Let's get everybody out of here. Miriam's in the kitchen. So Lassard, after you guys get a good night's rest, Lassard asks the wizard to come into his office.
Uh-oh. I didn't do it.
Yes, he did.
You always do it.
Doing it well.
So you go into his office, and he's like, "Good morning, wizard."
Good morning. Finally got a good night's sleep.
Yeah. Well, a good night meditation for your kind.
I'll call it sleep.
A good night's rest.
I did sleep for once. It was required this time.
It really is the exact same thing. It's just that you're alert whenever things happen. That's all it is.
I know. I'm just saying because we were so exhausted from our travels that
we just
was like, I'm going to sleep now.
Ulfgar just joined us.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're all good, man. I knew that there was a chance it could run over. I mean, we're glad to have you no matter what.
What's up, everybody?
We're just getting started too, so.
Okay.
Yeah. All that you missed was you guys hung out in Blasingdale for a couple days, partied with them. Enoch the elf, she joined up with the Blasingdale militia to become a scout for them. And you guys went on your way. You guys warped back to the school using the transportation cube, and everybody just got a good night's rest. So there, you're caught up. That's all you missed.
Wait, was that a finely crafted wooden cube?
That was.
Okay, nice.
They finally crafted dice.
So he's got you in his office. I'll go ahead and cut it back to here for right now while we're doing role play. So he's got you in his office, and you guys are joking about the way elves sleep and stuff, and how it's a little bit different than other creatures. And he says, the sergeant has made me aware that you have finally discovered a potion making process.
I have made 2 and had to use 1.
Excellent, because we were running out here, so I trust in the coming weeks, should nothing absurd happen around here after that fiasco we just dealt with up north, that you will be able to restock and replenish our supply of potions.
How many you need?
You just start making them. So he says that, and he says, and I would like to officially congratulate you to reaching your full wizard status here. You are no longer on the stipend program. You will now take a monthly salary of 20 pieces of gold.
20 pieces of gold?
Starting right now. And he hands you
Where's my pencil?
Yeah. So, by the way, for the rest of you, because the rest of you are on the stipend still for this new month has rolled over. So, to give you guys a time frame, it's been roughly 2.5 months since you guys first arrived in Northridge. So we're looking at like the beginning of summertime now, where it was like 2 or 3 weeks into spring whenever you started. So it's so it's starting to warm up and it's nicer out and everything. So anyway, so now you get your second round of stipend. So you guys get 80 pieces of silver. Well, Jeremy doesn't. Jeremy got 20 pieces of gold. So your stipend has been cashed in.
Where do I need to go to turn the money into different money?
So that is something that we'll just say, because you would have dealt with that when you were still in Blasingdale. You can just go ahead and change that. Just cash it out as you want it. Just realize that once you start carrying more than like 250 to 300 pieces of any money, that's too much weight wise. So just however you see fit. If you want it to be a few pieces of platinum, a bunch of gold, however you want to do. I think you have to have quite a bit of platinum.
It's 100 is 1, right?
For pieces
gold
of
to platinum?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
100 to 1, you said.
Yeah.
Might.
So however you see fit, just remember that you want to have change whenever you break stuff, and because you don't want to end up in the wrong place. You don't want to be in a tavern down in Salt Marsh and buy drinks with a piece of gold.
Yeah.
Because that's going to get some attention right there. So hey, what's up, Miss Sean? So he says, you are much appreciated, wizard, for your duties. I bid you farewell for the moment. However, this afternoon, I do require you for another task.
All right. I will go do some things until then.
So as you're leaving, you see Laneige is coming in, and he's bringing Alon into the office.
Ah, you're in trouble too, sir.
It's a trip to the principal.
I hear you.
So Alon steps in, and Laneige comes in the door with him, and the commandant says, Sergeant, may I have just a few moments with the cleric here, and then we'll bring you in. And he says, okay. And he steps out. He stands in front of the door, make sure no one comes in. And the commandant sits there, and he says, I have been made aware of great courage and strength that was displayed on this last journey. And with the loss of Red Shirtigan, we are down a corporal. I would like to know if you would be interested in filling that position, Alon.
Do I have to wear a red shirt?
No uniform required.
Seems like a bad gig. What are the requirements? What do I have to do? What is required of me?
So there's, it's nothing more than what you've seen the other corporals do. Occasionally, you'll do a patrol, or you'll take students on adventures, and they're like how like Lanesia and the Commandant have taken people. Well, a corporal can take people out. You guys have just been on some heavy shit, so there's been a corporal and the sergeant. So you would basically be able to go on missions without myself or the sergeant present, and you could take your allies there. The only requirement of you is that you occasionally help some newbies train, and on these adventures you need to bring 10% of what you find back to the school, but you do get a 20 gold a month salary.
I'd be willing to give it a try to see if it interferes with my duties as I have them spiritually. And if we could give it a try for a month or two, and then we could talk about it again, and I could let you know.
Okay.
But I'm happy to take on the position and try and help you out.
Okay. He says, I understand if your clerical duties are in the way, but I wanted to extend myself to you for the awesome effects that I have seen displayed from you in these acts of valor.
I believe you mean axe in my shoulder from the elf.
Well, there's a reason I didn't ask him to be corporal now, isn't there?
Right? Never walk in front of that dude again.
So in addition to your monthly stipend, because we are still in the same month, you may also get 20 pieces of gold right now. He tosses you a bag.
Nice.
Guild.
Turns it all into gold weapons immediately.
And then he says, open the door for the sergeant, please. And then I guess you opened it up, and sergeant comes in. He says, Sergeant, I do require of the wizard to come back. Could you go fetch him? And he goes and gets you, Jeremy. Jeremy, you just, you weren't away that long during that conversation. And I said, hey, Commandant wants you back already.
It's not even afternoon yet. What is this guy doing?
Well, it is because of how long you meditated. Slept. Whatever.
Oh, it is past noon. Oh, no.
So he closes the door, and the two of you are there. And he says, there are certain secrets of the school that are privy only to those among the higher ranks, which would be myself, the sergeant, the 4 corporals, and you, wizard. So we will bring them into the fold now. Come with us.
Secrets.
And you guys start to head out, and you go outside, and you go outside the walls. We won't even bring up the map for this. But he says, we have a special place that we want to show you. So you all start walking south of the school, like down into the woods. And we're talking like deep into the woods. Like so deep that your arcane, both of you, your arcane senses are going off, and you do sense the presence of sprites and fey creatures. So you're going very deep into the woods here. And it's about 30 minutes worth of walking. And
we're walking.
Stops dead in his tracks.
We're walking.
He stops dead in his tracks. And you listen, and you can hear just the sound of the forest, and it's nice and pleasant. And off in the distance, directly ahead of where you're at, you can hear the sound of trickling water. And you see a big pile of rocks over in the corner of like a bunch of trees. And he says, cleric, wizard, go ahead and take a few steps forward.
Okay, we step forward.
Alon, do you also do that?
Yes.
Okay, so you both step forward. And when you step forward, you start to feel a shake. And you see the boulders up ahead start to rumble. And they just suddenly start forming up. And they create a 12-foot tall Warforged golem.
Nice.
Damn.
And it rears itself at you and then stops. And he says,
hey there, golem.
This is Elric the Alchemist's life achievement. This is an ancient weapon that nearly all of them were destroyed long ago. We count maybe less than 5 in the entire world still usable. And Elric was able to revive him. His name is 8675309, but he responds to the name Jenny.
Did you read that on a wall?
And as long as you have your detection stones, the ones that you use to track your teammates down and all that kind of stuff, as long as you have them on you, then he will take orders from you. But we don't just let anyone at the school know, because the last thing we want is 50 of these stones floating around where anybody can come in here and control him. So that's why we only let the higher ranks know about him. His job is only to protect this forest, because up ahead is a small grotto that is the meeting place should anything ever happen to the school or myself or Sergeant Laneige. If you're ever out on a journey and you come back, or you're sleeping and something happens, then this is the designated meet place. The other corporals know about it. Students are on a they're on a as need to know basis, so no need to tell them unless there's a reason to come here. And anyone who is initiated into the school but has not completed their first quest, it is your discretion to whether you think they should be brought here or not. And then he takes you on, and then he says, slumber once more, Jenny. And he rolls back up into a pile of boulders. And he takes you onto the grotto, and you guys, descend down in it. It's nice and calm, and you hear the sound of dripping water, and up ahead you can see the sun shining, and there's a nice little pool of fresh water there. And he says, see, it's a very relaxing and tranquil place. It is the ideal retreat should anything ever happen to the school or Northridge. If we are ever forced to retreat, this is where we go. Said, I just know that I trust you with this information. That's why I brought you here. So there you go. And then you guys go back to the school, and you pass the pile of rocks, and the rocks don't move. And you come back in.
So it's just like motion sensitive on the way in?
That area is protected by him. So anyone that comes, he goes battle ready to defend the area. Mm-hmm. If you guys know anything, have any of you ever played a campaign that had Warforged in them?
I haven't, but I know what they are.
They are not to be fucked with. All right, they are really, really high challenge ratings. So it's a big, big deal that there would even be one in a small town like this. So. So anyhow, so he goes. What's that?
What did Elric do?
Well, they I guess during him, because Elric and the Commandant and Laneige journeyed together before founding the school. I guess it's something they came across that he revived. So,
nice.
So yep. So okay. With that said, before we get to any role play with you guys, let's let the others have a chance. Could the 3 of you on the bottom there roll for initiative?
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun.
Critical fail.
Oh, wow.
Got that out of the way early.
15.
I don't get to go.
Okay.
You're just asleep, Dad.
What did you have, Phil?
1.
Okay.
16.
What's that?
16.
16. Okay. So Lewis gets to go first. Phil, I do want to remind you, and this is actually a reminder for everyone, that obviously you wouldn't want to waste your inspiration on that. But I thought after last time, the amount of rolls that you had number 1s, you can use that inspiration, dude.
I'm glad you remind me of that. I'm glad you remind me of that, because I've never played with that before. So I don't.
Yeah, it's a really neat thing that they added. I believe it was added to this edition. I don't think it was in the 4th. You can cash those in any time to fix any roll you don't like.
Okay, to fix a roll I don't like. How about to perform a heroic act off of okay roll?
I've never thought about that. We'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
Because that's an interesting concept. I do like that. I've even thought about using it as a replacement for a death save. But but I think that you could just forfeit a death save and say you succeeded one.
Okay.
So, but don't think you have to hoard them all just for death saves. They could be things for heroic stuff, or maybe you're working on something that you're building and it doesn't quite go the way you want, then I'll let you re-roll on that.
Okay.
So anyway, so there you go. So we're going to go to Lewis first. Lewis, we're back at the school, man. What's on your mind? What do you want to do?
Back at the school, we've already rested and ate.
Yep, you're right. Your whole day's gone by.
I assume we've washed up and everything like that.
Yeah. You're looking sharp.
Guess I'll go hit some bags.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. Did you get everything straightened out with your stats that you wanted?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I think
Okay, cool.
I was just overthinking it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
thought
why I
so
was
too,
going.
but I didn't want to say anything until we knew.
Tacoma.
Just making
So,
myself a little crazy with it.
Are you
But, yeah.
wanting to go to town on some dummies or go through the obstacle course?
I'll go beat up some dummies.
Okay, well, give me 3 attack rolls with whatever weapon you're wanting to train with.
Great axe. So I got a natural 20, a
Nice.
9 plus 14, and a 10.
So a 14 and a 10.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So, well, you get nothing for that last one, but you do get 40 experience total for the nat 20 plus the other hit.
Okay.
Nice.
So you just basically ran there, just, yeah, and then the last one you went and missed.
It's been a long week. It's been a long week, you know.
Yeah. It's last 2. We did determine, by the way, that it's been about 12 days since you guys left the school.
Okay, cool.
So that to give you an idea of time, and we're in the summertime now. So there you go. All right. So, okay, yeah. So there is a bit of information that I forgot to bestow on you guys. Not too big. In the months since about a month since the mansion was finished for the rich guy, the business is fully going. They're out there collecting their honey and their berries and all that kind of stuff, and it's fully going. And you guys have noticed. You didn't notice this before, but now that you've come back after being gone almost 2 weeks, that the town of Northridge has about 10% higher population than it used to have.
Nice.
So there are a lot of new faces around. There's new families that have moved here, workers for the company, and their kids and stuff like that. So
I'm sorry. How long have we been back in town?
About a day. You guys got back the afternoon before, and then you guys just conked out and got up midday, almost noon. So
can I say I'm beating up the bags to build up the energy to go pay my condolences to Fancy Pants?
I guess.
I mean, I failed him protecting his family, so
Okay.
pretty torn up about that, I'm sure.
All right. Okay. So that is something you guys do notice. There's about 10% more people, and that places like Hungary's and the Alpine Tavern, they're, if you go there, they're going to be a little bit busier than usual. So, in fact, more reflective of the fact that this 10% is caused by workers coming from Secret City. So there are people that would be going to places like Hungary's and the Tavern.
Okay.
Yep. So it is getting a little bit more popular. We're going to end your turn there, Lewis, and we're going to go over to Caroline.
So I'm in the kitchen with Miriam. So I'm going to grab an apple.
Okay.
And then I want to go train for a hot minute before I am actually going to do the same thing Lewis is, but I talked to Danny about doing that earlier.
Right.
So I'm going to go visit Fancy Pants as well, but I would like to train a little bit before I do that. With bow and arrow. In there.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me get these numbers down. Go ahead and give me 3 bow attacks on the archery range.
26.
Cool.
Very high bonus now. 17. And a 12.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty good. 55 experience. You guys see, though, how I have this set up to where there is kind of an upper limit of your time being used training now? Because now that you're at these higher levels, it's less of a dent. You're very proficient with your weapons, so you're not getting as much experience from doing it. So you might be getting to the time, maybe 5th or 6th level, where it's not even worth doing, you know? Because that tires you out for the day. It's going to take out part of your day to do it. So when we do these role play days in between big adventures, you want to use your daytime wisely. So, Phil, we come to you now. What do you want to do today?
Well, I kind of tempted to try some more training on the stealth dummies, but I almost put my eye out last time.
You can.
I will.
Okay.
No zeros.
So,
Feel free to use your inspiration strength against the dummies.
I was going to say, how do I be a dummy?
You didn't waste no time. You guys went straight to training within a day of coming back from this epic adventure. That's crazy.
We have skills to hone.
Okay. So I would like you to give me.
I'm not effing around with this crew.
I want you to do 3 stealth attacks, not stealth checks, but you need to do one of your stealth attacks.
How does that differ role wise?
Whatever attack you have that's supposed to be like a sneak attack or whatever.
It's probably going to be the same as the rest because you're proficient in it.
Yeah, it's probably the same as the rest. It just may have a special bonus for some people. But
okay, here we go then. First one is a 20. That's with a modifier.
Okay.
Second one is a 23. And the third one is a 17.
Okay, excellent. That was very good. So that gives you. Oh wow, that gives you 75 experience.
Nice.
And then I guess I'll just ask a general question.
Okay.
How do you foresee visits back to our headquarters here going?
Well, just the way I structure the game, where we don't want it to be like you get home and you're home for a single day, and the next thing you know, you're on this huge epic quest again. So we're kind of back to how we were those first 5 sessions.
Okay.
So there might be a few little smaller adventures, or you guys might find some NPC around town to mess around with, or things like Nola getting the rank and stuff. So that's kind of how this session and probably the next session will go. At least 2 sessions before a big story opens up. Maybe at the end of the next session, another big story will open up. We'll see what you guys do.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to bring us back to Jeremy. What are you doing with the rest of your day? You got a lot of stuff on you, I know, that you can research and look at.
I know. I have 2 scrolls. I have a ring, and then I have some potions to make. But I'm going to be needed to do something in the afternoon. And
that was what you were needed for.
Oh.
Yeah. The conversation with Nola happened faster than the Commandant thought.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, and you got to think that took like over an hour because you guys walked 30 minutes out in the woods and then came back. So it's afternoon now.
So what is it? It's
I forgot to mention that Miriam was standing there whenever Caroline was shooting, and she's like, "Oh my god, bitch!"
Oh, you're so good. Miriam was just my unofficial sidekick at this point.
Pretty much. I can make 5 potions in 8-hour a day. Do I have 8 hours?
Nah, you wouldn't want to start making it today.
Okay.
That's like kind of like you get up and you start to get, I'll tell you this, it's a little bit of a spoiler. You're probably not going to have anything that's going to send you on a 10-day quest between now and the chance that you get to make potions. Some of this stuff can happen like off camera. But that said, if you don't get yourself into something tonight or tomorrow morning, then you can do that tomorrow for sure. But you can I'm gonna the day you'd be up in the middle of the night working on these potions if you started now.
I mean, I only need 4 hours of sleep.
And then you're showing books the rest of the night.
Yeah.
showing
potions. Look at this potion I made. No, so I'll wait till tomorrow then.
Okay.
I'm going to try to figure out this ring. I forget which thing. No, was it the ring that Nola said he could? Alon said he could identify.
Well, Alon probably could. Actually, I know he could, but you could check the library. If you want to check with him, you can. It's however you want to do it.
I think I'm going to give it a library check first, and if it's an unsuccessful check, then I would go to Alon to try to identify.
Then I want you to give me an investigation roll inside of the library.
Because the wizard's, he's a little proud of his wizarding capabilities, so he's stubborn on that. What am I doing? Investigation?
Yeah, in the library. Define
18.
Excellent. Okay, that's going to do it. So you do find books on, you knew what it was when you dug it up, that it was a ring of spellcasting, but you just didn't know much about it. But you find out that this particular type of ring is typically made by clerics, and they are imbued with a magic spell, sometimes up to 3 spells. And they are made by clerics and given to non-magic users as a defense item. That's typically what they're for. This particular ring has a spell of lightning bolt, and you are absolutely shocked whenever you realize what all's in this ring, because if you want to write this down, this ring has a single lightning bolt spell in it that is 10d6 plus 5 damage.
Damn, son.
So the person who made this ring wanted the person who would be wearing the ring to definitely be able to defend themselves should they get overwhelmed.
That's some dragon shit.
10d6 plus 5 damage?
Yes.
And so this should be given to somebody who does not have magic.
Yeah, it's made by clerics, and then anyone with magic can imbue it. So let's say someone uses the ring.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to use. Literally, a non-magic user can just hold it out and go lightning bolt like that, and it will just fire out.
Lightning bolt.
Best working video.
Don't give it to Dad, because
I have a clip of that. funny, Noah. I have a clip of that in that video I was telling you guys about.
Wonder Twin
and
activate.
Bean goes to use it. Critical failure.
Yeah.
Do the 3 of you below know what we're referencing?
I drown in feathers. No, I don't.
No.
There's a video from the early days of YouTube with a bunch of people live action role playing Dungeons and Dragons, and there's this kid walking around. He looks like he's dressed like a freaking Greek god or something, and he's got like a bag full of gravel, and he's going lightning bolt.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah.
Lightning bolt, like that, and he's just throwing gravel. And my favorite comment was like, "Man, there's no cooldown on that lightning bolt spell or anything." So he's just like one after another.
His firebolt spell.
Yeah. It's a cantrip.
I do like how I made his fingers burn a little bit from using it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Critical failure, and your hands are on fire.
So there you go. So you do know the purpose in that ring. They're typically made by clerics. They are given to a person to protect who doesn't use magic. And for whatever reason, Elric was asked to go bury that damn thing.
Does it have one use? Or more?
It has one use, but can be refilled. It can be refilled with whatever magic the person, as long as someone has the ability to imbue magic, they can fill it or whatever. But it was filled with this lightning bolt specifically, which is
it's essentially one spell slot.
Yes, it has one spell slot.
Gotcha.
But let's say someone used the lightning on it, you could come along and stick a firebolt on there or something.
Firebolt.
Yeah.
Firebolt. One firebolt.
Yeah, but you were shocked when you saw how much energy was in this thing. It's like literally enough to run Secret City for an hour.
Can you hook it up to the bike?
That would just
charge that motherfucker.
It's enough to run the bike forever.
So anyhow, it's up to you what you want to do with that. So let's move on to Nola and find out what he's going to do now.
I'm going to go into town and look about occupying a storefront. Hopefully somewhere near the smithy. Near the
let's take a look at the map then.
I'll look at your pipe.
All right. Well, let's take a look here. Oh, wait. Yeah, Fancy Pants there. Okay. So, yeah, there's the smithy, and there's the general store.
You need a big map.
Yeah, we're not seeing it.
That should have popped up. It's showing it on your guys's, but it's not in that. Like
Yeah.
I see it glowing down there in the corner.
So yeah, like this one right here would be ideal.
This place on the corner here?
Right here where I'm sorry.
Give me a let's do a roll for this. Let's do
Nola, what are you doing?
Opening the store.
He wants to open a store.
Wow. That's
To
what I
build
was-
figurines.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
he's going to add comics.
And
Crazy. Alon's discount magical axes.
So
That's right.
20-sided.
I want you to give me an investigation roll to determine whether this is an open store friend or a place that could be opened.
Well, it's got to come down to investigation, huh? Couldn't it be perception?
Well, perception is kind of like you're just
I know.
walking my casual.
I know.
We want what we want.
Isn't it?
Roll
That's an
intimidation.
11.
That's an 11. Okay, yeah, you can see this is literally just like a guy's shack in town who like is kind of pissed that he moved here when this place had like 10 buildings, and now this like slightly larger small town is now building up around it, and so he's just kind of drunk with whiskey on the porch.
Do you? Hello, good drunk sir.
Oh, okay, all right, we'll go with this.
I was wondering if you might want to sell this building.
Roll for persuasion.
These are not the natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He takes that whiskey bottle and he puts it back and he throws that shit down and he says, "You know, I've had it with this damn town." He says, "I'm going to move out here. If I'm going to live in a big city, I might as well live in Seeker City or something, or maybe up in Blasingdale. What will you give me for this place? I'll probably take it."
What did you pay for it?
And he said, "Well, hell, I bought this place, 30 years ago."
I know. But you don't want to be here anymore.
And he says, "Let's see, I paid, factoring in inflation." He says, I paid about 40 gold for this place.
40 gold. So that's what you want from me?
If you give me 40 gold, I'll leave town before the sun sets.
Well, how about I give you 30? And you can be gone by tomorrow.
Roll for persuasion with advantage.
First one was 16. 16.
Okay. He says, well, I mean, I guess I don't have much here for me. 30 gold goes a long way in a place like Seeker City, so I'll take it, and I'll get out of here in the morning.
I toss him the 30 gold, and one of my fancy action figures that I'm going to be selling.
Oh, so you threw in a little bonus.
That's right.
He said, "Hey, thank you. What's it look like?"
To get one.
It's going to be
Theodoric of York.
it is going to be an action figure of Bean with a very large axe.
So he has an action figure being with a big axe.
That's right. It's made out of pure silver.
At least I got something to
The
remember
look
this
of
town.
pure rage in his eyes.
I should let you know, just for authenticity's sake, that I don't own an axe.
Yeah, but you picked one up and hit me with it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's
It's
making
an action shot.
How quickly we forget our highlights.
It's his form of therapy.
So you did make the guy happy. Actually, he thought that was really cool, and he said, "This is a little trinket that I'll be able to remember this. I came here 30 years ago with a wife, and I'm leaving with this action figure."
When you get to the bigger city you're moving to, and anyone asks, you tell them where you got it, and you send them back to Northridge.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll roll that all into your 20 there. That he's going to do that.
So it could be like First of Shadows, travel and repair action figure sets. To be Nolan.
It's
Now Ulfar has to actually make them for us.
I have greater plans.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, there you go. You do have a prime location there. You're just down the street from Henry's estate.
Well, then I am going to start cleaning out that house.
Okay. Well, he's going to help you. He says, I'm going to clean up my own junk, and I'll take all the stuff I'm going to take, and I'll help you throw out the stuff you don't want.
No problem.
Cool. So I want you to picture this place. It's kind of like it is like a small shack. I mean, it's together. There's glass windows and stuff, but it is like almost like a what do you call it? A studio apartment. It's all one big room. It's got a little bathroom, a little kitchenette, all that sort of stuff. There you go. So you have that at the heart of Northridge. So with that, we're gonna go back to Lewis. What are you up to now, man?
Well, I've worked out. I guess I'll start heading to town too. I know that Talia is planning to go see Fancy Pants?
I was going to say, you're on the other side of the training course from her, so she probably sees you start to leave and is wondering if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I would like kind of chase after him and be like, "Hey, wait!"
I assume we would have talked at one point about our complicated feelings, so I'd
our
probably
sadness
extend
about
that
Emily.
if she wanted to. If she wanted to come along, I'm
What
planning
time
to go
of day
over.
is it right now? In the
A little
game?
afternoon.
Okay. Can we stop at the restaurant, the food place?
Hungry? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna
on the
get a
way.
little to-go meal.
Okay. So are you just going to go in, or do you want to role play in there?
I was just gonna go in and see if I could get like 3 to-go meals. Take them with us. We can like sit down and hash shit out.
All right. So you do go in there, and you do see that there is significantly more people. You notice that the other students weren't joking when they said that the school's becoming a little more popular. So you go in, and you of course the Elvin family that runs the place, and you find out that the prices have went up a little bit. Used to could get like a meal here
Not
for
a problem for me.
well, like 5 silver, right? But now it's like 6 silver. But she's like, hey, for you guys, I'm going to keep the price normal for today. So she says 15 silver for 3 to-go meals.
Cool.
Do they come with Pokemon cards?
Do they come with trading cards or rookie cards of all the students?
It's hilarious.
Look at what I've started.
Soon they might come with action figures crafted by Alon.
That's right.
All right. So, Lewis, did you want to add anything to that encounter?
Yeah. No, just that I would have said that I would have brought my stuff from the road with me to offer a gift to Fancy Pants as an apology.
Sure. Yeah. So you guys are heading down the street, and like I said, you do notice that there is a little bit more. You see the fruit carts and all that kind of stuff. And you come across Alon, who's over there with the guy, and they're dusting up. He's even helping sweep the porch. He's like, I ain't swept this porch in almost 10 years. And they're sweeping that up, and you see that. So if you guys maybe say, hey, how you doing, Alon?
Just kind of wave. We're gonna go
Uncle,
see
your
Fancy
place
Pants.
looks fabulous.
Is Miriam with you? Right?
No.
Okay.
I didn't assume she was coming. If she did, I needed to pick up another meal.
Okay. Yeah, no, she's just painting her nails or some shit. All right, so
She needs to train.
I'll help you move in properly. I just have to pay my condolences.
there you go. So you guys are heading down the street, and you could obviously, as you're walking down the street, it's like a dirt path, and there's other buildings off to the side. But down there, you see a huge engorged mansion, and you get up there to the front door, and there are now 2 bodyguards protecting the front door.
Do we knock? Can we knock?
Can you get on the porch without them attacking you?
Well, I mean, hi, we're here to see Fancy Pants.
Do you actually say Fancy Pants, or do you call him by his real name?
Oh no,
Do we know his
100%.
real
I
name?
say Fancy Pants. We know his real name, but I've never called him anything other
Or
than Fancy
Clanky
Pants.
Pants. He went by that once.
One of the guards steps forward, and he's like, Mr. Henry, or sorry, Mr. Warren is a very busy man. I'm not sure you had an appointment.
Tell him Talia is here.
Okay, so he goes in. One guard stays there with you. And then not long, he's not even gone 30 seconds, and the butler comes back to the door with the guard. And he's like, what are the 2 of you here? I thought your business tormenting the master was finished at the school.
Hey
Well,
man, I
we're
thought
not
you
at
were
the
on
school.
our side. Yeah, we're not at the school. We
What are you here
we
for?
came to pay our respects to his family and his sister.
Well, not only is he grieving, he's also a very busy man, so I'm not sure if he has time for you. Can you convince me otherwise?
What? Do you want money?
He says, "Do you have any idea how much the Warrens pay me?"
Well, there's only one of them now.
So at this
Tell
time,
him
I
we're
would.
here.
Tammy getting vicious.
Well, Lewis?
Oh, I would let Talia speak. I'm happy to wait in the wings. Her way
I'd
with
just
words
be
are better
like,
than mine.
Just tell him we're here.
Okay. So the guard comes back out on the porch. The two guards are standing there. Butler comes back in. And a few minutes later, Henry comes to the door. And he says, "Talia, you're alive. I mean, you're well."
I want to roll a perception check on that and see if I picked that up.
Okay.
Because that seems like a very big slip of the tongue to make.
I think that's more of an insight.
Yeah.
Would that
do
be
an insight
insight?
check.
Okay. Oh shit, that fell. Oh, dirty 20.
Okay.
17 plus 3.
So you do pick up that he is acting a lot different. But he says, it's great to see you both. Why don't you come on in and have pancakes with me?
We actually brought food. And
Should I
just,
roll a
pulled up the
perception to
trays.
see if I picked up that Talia picked something up?
Yeah, go ahead. Not a perception, an insight. Do that.
An
That's
insight?
That's
Okay.
a good idea.
It's too late in the day for pancakes.
17.
Hush your mouth.
Okay, yeah, you definitely you're catching the drift. All right. So he's like, "Oh, okay, well that's great too. Please come in. Let's let bygones be bygones. You're dwarf friend as well."
We enter.
You
Well, I
enter,
enter. I can't speak for him.
This place is
It's
fucking
a-
ornate.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And he's like, he says, "You'll have to forgive me. I haven't had any company in a while, and ever since my parents and sister passed, I haven't been keeping house as well." It's just like fucking nice as hell. He says that anyway.
Does he
You're
have
like, "Oh,
carpets
yes."
and stuff? Like, is it a nice place?
Yeah, it's definitely a rich man's
It's
place.
fancy.
I'd
as
like
it
to walk
stands.
onto the first carpet with my muddy ass dwarf boots and just be like, "This is really fine quality right here." Just,
Roll on
grind
intimidation.
grind my boots into them a little bit. 15.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely tell that like irked him, but he did something. And he took you guys on into like the dining room, which there's these chairs in there that like you sit in, and like the wood's like up to here.
Oh my god.
It's like absurd.
And
So,
the two of
yeah,
us are
so
tiny.
Are you gonna sit down and eat with him or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
We want to share our condolences and express, we were friends with your sister and I'd met his mother once.
I'll sit down, but I'm not going to consume anything in this house.
Well, no, we bought the food.
Oh,
That's
that's
why
right.
we bought the food, because I don't trust this motherfucker.
Yeah. So this is actually the most pleasant conversation you've ever had with him. He actually is acting quite different, and it's actually a positive way.
Sorry.
So it seems.
So it seems. I mean, that was really, I guess, the extent. I don't know. Can we snoop around in his house?
So, Henry, I failed your family, and that eats me up inside.
He says,
Somehow
he says, "Well, don't tell yourself up over at Ulfgar. There was really nothing you could have done."
I died in the process. I'd just like to present you with this orc head as a sign of my sincerity.
Orc head on a
that
stick.
had any enemy attacked us that I could have killed, I would have. But I can't fight the unfair hand of fate.
And so you literally give this dude an orc head on this dining room table.
Yeah, I put it right on the nice like silverware.
Okay, roll on intimidation again.
Why is that intimidation?
What? You wouldn't be intimidated if somebody pulled a monster
I
head out
would
on
just
the
be
table?
more like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, 14.
14. Okay, yeah, he's about like he was before, and he's just like, "Well, thank you, Ulfgar." He says, "I will have I will have this taxidermied and put on the wall."
So now Ulfgar has a new business.
Heads on a stick.
So he's like, "It's been pleasure having lunch with you, and I'm glad we were able to let bygones be bygones. But I unfortunately am a very busy man. I've inherited my family's business, and business is business, and we're in the business of doing business. And hey, that's business." So he like kind of scurries to get you guys to go. So
We'll just say, let us know if you need anything.
Okay.
You know where to find us.
All right. Cool. So let's go over to Phil now, as you guys are leaving.
Is there such a thing as like printing presses and things like that in the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if there's one in Northridge though.
I was going to say, or even at the university, or the
school.
Yeah.
No, there wouldn't be anything like that there.
Okay. Well, I'm inclined to go into town to the Alpine Tavern. What time did you say it was again?
Late afternoon, 2 o'clock.
All right. I don't know how busy it'll be.
Okay.
But I think I'd like to go and treat all the patrons to a drink.
Awesome. Okay, this is perfect. I'm glad you went here, actually.
And sit there and just listen for local scuttlebutt rumors and solicitatious gossip and stuff.
So you guys do have some rapport with the owner of the tavern. You guys have protected him before, or all that sort of thing, and been around. So yeah, there's quite a bit of people in here and stuff. And even though it's 2 in the afternoon, and you're just kind of talking to the barkeep. And as always, he gives the first drink for free to a student. So there you go. You got a little tankard of ale there to start off with, and he's just chatting it up. And he's like, man, business has just been booming since you guys left on that last adventure. And he says, with all these people moving in for the Warrens, and whenever the Warrens died, I thought we were going to see down in business, but it's been booming with all these people moving here. The only thing is there is this one punk kid who's he's a member of, or he's the son of one of the tradesmen, not tradesmen. What would you call it? A merchant or whatever, that with the berries and everything. Ever since they moved here from Secret City, this punk kid is going around. He's talking to all the other kids, trying to get them to join his little secret society or mumbo jumbo. And he's more bothersome than anything.
You said secret society mumbo jumbo?
That's what he keeps talking. He keeps talking to all the kids in town. He's not in here right now. He's in here the other day with a few, because there's a lot of teenagers here now. Some of them from out of town. Some of them are our local boys and girls. But he's trying to get them to do all that jazz.
Does he come?
I think it's a lot of put on, to be honest.
Does he come in here regularly at a regular time, or do you
know? No. He's only. I think he's only come in here a couple times since they moved in town. But I other people come in here and talked about him. It's mostly being laughed off.
Okay. Well, just mental note. It's something I want to follow up on. So if that kid doesn't wander in here before I leave, then
okay. He says I wouldn't put too much thought into it. He's just a punk kid, and like I said, his dad's got a middle management position with the berry trade, so he can get away with that and not actually have to work.
I think it sounds like something for the Department of Truth.
Can we call them up?
Yeah. Or we could found them.
All right. So do you have anything else you want to do in here, Phil? Or you?
No, I guess I'm just hanging out, being seen quietly.
Cool.
Really listening. I'm really there to listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So you do overhear there are a few other adults there that are talking about, their kid. Like they say stuff like, yeah, we know that punk kid too, and he's
What's
trying
his
to talk.
name? Does anybody know his name?
Nobody knows his name. They just know that his dad is a middle management guy or whatever. And anyway, they're just like, yeah, that punk kid's been hanging around with my kids too, trying to talk about, I'm going to have my kids enroll in the adventuring school. So I think that's a little more productive than, playing Secret Society with some big city.
The adventuring school is going to need an expansion.
So that's where we're going to next, actually. Not really with an expansion, but you're onto something there.
We need to build more rooms.
We do bring this back to Jeremy, but it's not really just for Jeremy, it's for everyone. So remember how I said whenever the adventuring school is open for people to come in any time of the year. If you just journey there and get there, you can pay the fee or you can do the task to get in. But there are certain hot spots of the year. The beginning of spring, like when all of you happen to get there at the same time, or around the same time. That is a hot spot. In midsummer, there's a tradition here in the region around Northridge where parents who want their kids to try it out will send their kids they're like 15, 16 to go try out at the school and see if they can get in and everything like that. And then there are still people coming from other places as well. So since you guys have been here, there have been a few students come and go. Like obviously, like Fancy Pants tried, and a few other people. And it's obviously not just for kids because most of you are I think all of you are adults actually, and there are other adults. It's a school for video. It's a gritty thing. Like it's not like Miriam's parents were out of their minds sending her here. All right, so she's a one-off or whatever. But as far as locally, that they know that the school's there. They love the school. They love the commandant. So they always like, go try the adventure school. And a lot of them don't make it. Right. So, Jeremy, you do know that the commandant is in there filling out some paperwork, probably some insurance forms, because there is a batch of local teens that are going to be trying out here in the next day or two.
Oh, fresh blood.
Yeah. So I'm going to grab some water, but go ahead and Jeremy, let me know what you're wanting to do now.
I mean, I'm not having to do anything with that, right?
No, I'm just letting you know that that's kind of something that's going on.
Oh, okay.
Or something that the commandant's preparing for. And it was a way just to tell the others that was about to happen.
Okay. Well,
stick the rug on them.
Right. I'm going to add an extra spell to the rug to... No, I'm kidding. I mean, I guess I figured out the ring, so I'm going to look to try to see if I can figure out the scrolls now.
Okay.
So I guess I'll check the library again. Eventually this library is going to run out of things for me to find.
Okay.
See what I can find in the library, if there's anything about the
scrolls that you have?
Yeah, the scrolls and how to cast and what these might cast.
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
That is a 22.
Excellent. Go ahead and give yourself 100 experience for solving both the scrolls and the ring.
Nice.
So these scrolls, you realize, are actually very similar to the scroll of water creation that was used, But one is for fire and one is for electricity. Not lightning necessarily, but electricity. But it could be lightning. It's not connected to the ring. I'll just tell you.
Power of the bicycle electricity.
It could.
Scroll, leave scroll.
Well, but here's the thing: you have to realize that a scroll with a spell on it is no greater than the spellcaster wielding it.
Ah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just infinite. I mean, with that mage, he wrote that scroll so he could stand there and push water out all day. But it's something that still has to be mastered. It's not like Talia couldn't just pick it up and shoot fire.
Are they in repeat use?
Yes.
Cool.
So how do I learn to use it? Would I practice on targets or something?
I mean, I guess you could, but you just have to realize that at your level of magic, this is something you probably realize while researching it, it would exhaust you very quickly to use this type of magic.
Okay.
This was a very high level, or not very, but a decently high level mage that you guys took out. You guys got a lot of lucky shots on him and destroyed one of his scrolls. But you can keep these on you and try to use them if you'd like, but just realize it's going to drain you very quickly. And there'll probably be repercussions for using it. But
so would that just take away several spell slots or something?
No, it would probably take a health drain. So,
okay.
I don't think it would take any spell slots. It would just be a health drain.
I gotcha.
So just realize that you would be very tired quickly, but this is still something for you to research. If anything, you could leave it on the shelf and study it, and then possibly come back to it. But you're welcome to carry it on you as well.
Could always study them on the road too, maybe.
If you want to bring them on the road.
Yeah, you could.
They don't catch on
Just
fire.
realize that using that power, wonton could be bad. Like it could drain you, it could hurt your comrades, something like that. But it is still more knowledge in your wizardry repertoire. So
I got you.
Okay, cool. So we are done with that. Then we're going to go over to Nola. What are you up to now? It's getting kind of late in the afternoon. Actually, it's sun's about to start setting, and you got this place really cleaned up and all the junk out, and kind of got it how you want it in there.
I'm just going to retire to the school. Well, I'm going to go have a couple of drinks over at the old tavern, I think.
Okay, that's good.
Celebrate my new venture.
Okay, Phil, are you still down there? Cool. Okay, so Nola, you arrive as the sun is about to set, and you do find Bean down there drinking.
Well, I'm sitting. I'm sipping. I'm teetotaling.
Okay, you're sipping on the free one.
I will go up to the bar. I will grab myself a drink, and then I will go and sit down squarely facing Bean so that there is no part of me not facing away from him.
I'll pretend I don't see him. By the way, I'm keeping the clientele from paying their own bills.
Okay. So
if you want to give me a total for the night, I'll just take it off my sheet.
Yeah. So first of all, Nola, your first one's free, and it looks like the rest of them are going to be free too.
Nice.
Well, we're going to say 30
silver.
30 silver. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll take that challenge.
So yeah. So you're there, Nola. Do you have anything you're trying to achieve here? Anything you're trying to learn, or?
No, I'm just here to have a drink and maybe start some rumblings about a new store opening up in town.
Awesome. Okay. Well, cool. So you're chit chatting with a guy that you've seen around. We'll say it's one of the guys from the smithy. Okay. He's coming over and he's having a drink with you too, and he loves your work, of course, and you're, I'm sure, appreciative that they let you in there. So you're chatting with him or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's great that Northridge gets all this new business. You got the Warrens came in and all that, and then now we've got a lot of new business down at the smithy, and look at this place; it's doing well." And that older lady that came through town a few weeks ago, I heard she's still camped out downtown, and she's been selling her goods to people that come to and fro. Seeker City. What? What'd you say?
Well, Talia said she's a witch, and I just said pause because she's selling her goods.
So that is a bit of information you got there. Is that you do know who he's talking about? The middle-aged lady that she was just passing through, but then she ended up setting up right outside of town and been selling trinkets and stuff to people.
Nice.
So there you go. Take that as you will. If we're done with you, then we can go on to Lewis.
Sure.
Okay, Lewis, what did you do after leaving? You and Caroline will do you guys at the same time. What do you guys do after you leave?
Is the store still open?
The general store?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where I need to go. Well, would like to go.
Okay. What do you need there?
I want to see if they have lodestones.
Lodestones. Okay.
Because I'm still trying to find more of them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they are fairly rare, but I'll tell you what, we are going to have you go into the store and go ahead and give me a investigation roll with disadvantage.
Oh, damn. Well, that's a crit fail.
Okay.
I'm glad I got that.
So you go there and
you give them your
no. You go there and you get snarked at by the general store owner. It's like, why would I even waste my time selling something like that?
Because I need one.
And he just shakes his head and starts carrying crates.
All right, well, then I'm going to go head to the bar, too.
Okay, cool. So, Ulfgar, what did you do during all this?
I think after paying my respects at Rich Man, I'd just kind of walk around town, maybe hoping hoping someone would get in a fight with me, or I'd run into a bear or something.
To see a water young
I
woman.
don't think
perhaps?
drinking is, I don't think drinking's high on my list for today.
Okay.
Which is out of the usual.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're just kind of walking about town as the sun's setting and stuff, and you also have noticed, that the town is a little busier, and there's an air of happiness. Like Northridge is calm right now. Northridge is good. So
You said the C word. I don't say the C word at the hospital.
Or the Q word.
Or the Q word.
Oh. Okay, so Lewis, we'll just say you're making rounds around town, which is quite a while anyway. So that'll bring us to Phil, which you're still in you're in there, and you do see Talia come in, and so
I'll flag her over to our table.
Okay.
She
You
can
didn't
talk.
flag me over.
Come. Well, you just sat down in front of my face.
Well,
Come visit
I'll
with
grab
me
a
and the
drink
hairless
and
dwarf,
then
Talia.
I'll shout at them. I'm gonna grab a drink and then I'll come over.
Okay, and then you get your free win for the night, and then you do see that it's a table with, Bean is there, Alon's there, and so is one of the guys who works at the smithy, and there's enough room for you.
Yay!
Oh, which one you got?
Got a little fancy
Cracking a
bottle opener.
bottle of lemonade.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nice.
Before we move on, go ahead and take the taste and tell me which one.
There's a party in every bottle. Surprisingly satisfying, simple Soviet-style soda.
Somehow I doubt that.
Wow. In a blind taste test, I would not be able to place the flavor.
Take another one.
Depleted uranium.
I like to think that soda is for the people, by the people.
What do you think?
Well, it's definitely got some fizz. Oh, I would definitely buy 6 and/or 12 packs of this.
Oh, really? Do you like it better than Boots?
Better than what?
Boots?
I'm not familiar with that.
The cream that you had earlier, the coconut cream soda.
That's right, because I previously cracked a bottle of coconut cream soda.
I was surprised it wasn't orange soda.
No, I would still choose that over this.
Oh, really? Well, so I've got pretty good.
Soda.
I know a little thing or two about craft sodas, don't I?
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, I've got a 6-pack next to me for those in the audience, and a nice AOK from Travel and Root Beer. Danny here. I don't think there's a one in there that I know I'm going to love them all. That's why I asked you where you got them, because I'm going to want more.
Yeah, I want to go
There's
on there.
a cheaper way to get them than what I did. Okay, because I had a mix pack put together. That was a very AOK. Let me just tell you that. Okay, that was not cheap. But if you wanted to buy those individually in 6 packs, they'd be easier to get somewhere else.
Well, I was going to ask, because you brought it up, and I know we're really derailing the show now. You had said there's something like a root beer of the month club or something like that, or a soda of the month club. Did you say?
I can direct you later on to a few different sites to get these from.
Well, okay, because I was going to say that would be a nice. I'm thinking of reciprocating in kind is what I'm thinking of, and so
I'd like to try Stubborn, and you know what? They have Stubborn on that website that I got those from. We'll talk about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad you like it. You seem to all of you guys, but especially Phil, seem to take interest in my knowledge of craft drinks, and so I curated a nice little pack there for him. So.
Yes, thank you very much, and I'll be featuring more of that on my own channel.
Okay, so back to the drinking. You're hanging out there. You're drinking a lemonade, and
fantasy drinking.
Anything else you want to do in there, Phil?
No. I guess I just came down here to hang out because there was nothing else I really cared to do. I kind of had toyed around with opening my own business last time in town, but I think I'm gonna live vicariously through Nola and his action figure store.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and let you know. My plan is to actually have this be sort of like a storefront for us to sell all kinds of shit as a group.
Oh, nice.
So that all of this weird, random oddities and curiosities that we find throughout the world that we don't want anything to do with, maybe in the long run, we can sell them through the storefront. And if you want to get really ridiculous about it, help turn Northridge into some sort of location.
Well, then, speaking of that, is that something like you want to go in partners on, or
Yeah, I'm more than game to.
This is perfect. You guys are actually having this conversation at the table.
Yeah, absolutely. We're sitting here having beers, talking business. So my whole plan was originally because I was enamored with the butcher idea. So with all the weird meat and shit we were collecting, I was thinking that would be fun. Then I was like, well, shit, I make all kinds of weird stuff in my spare time, so I might as well
Oh my God.
start that.
I could totally mend things for people at the store.
Right?
Just
Look it
fix
up.
things.
So now we have to come up. Now we have to come
If
up with a
only I
name.
find more lodestones.
A name.
We're gonna have to come up with a name.
Them.
So
I'll make it where you can find some eventually.
put your noggins on, and anybody that wants to be a part of this.
The not so general store.
Right?
That's funny. That's true. Anything that's not at the general store, you guys are going to have over.
Everything else.
The special store.
Yeah.
We'll just name it everything they don't have across the street.
The other store in town.
So, but yeah.
Well, if you guys are going to carry on in the night talking about that, we're going to go back to Jeremy, who, by the way, you just had a busy day. You got your rank upped and all that, and you've been reading and researching everything, and you hadn't even realized that since you've been back, or even before you were back, that there was actually a letter on the desk in the wizard office for you.
Oh shit!
And it's actually from Arun.
I didn't roll a perception check on my room.
You don't have to roll perception to pick up a letter and
It's
read
already
it.
there.
I didn't.
Arun is my favorite NPC.
Better than Miriam?
Yes, I love Arun. He saved my life.
Better than Emily, who you guys are probably all just now realizing should be sitting there drinking with you?
R.I.P. Emily. I pour a little one out for the homie.
All right. So you open up the letter, I presume. You're not going to wait on that any longer.
Yeah, I'm going to open the letter. Once
You open it up, and he says, "Dear Wizard," he says, "with all the chaos that transpired in Blasingdale, I didn't have a chance to bring it up to you, nor did I want to distract from what we were attempting to achieve. However, I did notice that with the young elf's illness, it is an illness that I was trained in. However, it's not something that ever should have been contracted here in Blasingdale. I have that on good authority. I think that there's somehow maybe magic involved. Just giving you a heads up."
Dear Arun, what kind of magic?
That's just the room's not in front of you. It's just he just says
I'm writing a letter out to him.
You're gonna write a letter back.
Yes.
No. Actually, okay. Here, there's
You
an easier
could
way to do
teleport there and talk to him right now.
that. Roll an insight check on that. Teleport. Yeah, you totally could be fast.
Be like, Arun, let's just do this. Then I hop in my house and teleport. He's like, how did you get here so quick?
Don't
He
worry about
transported
it.
in it, so he knows.
Magic.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has.
Yeah, he did. He did do it.
Insight, you said?
Yeah, just give an insight check on that.
Not that great at insight. 13.
Okay, well, you don't know. All you could think of is that plagues in the past from wizarding school, you just know plagues in the past have been tied to hexing magic before.
Hexing magic. Who's throwing hexes?
That's a far cry from sexing magic, by the way.
Can I write him a letter back?
What are you wanting to know?
I mean, I guess I would be asking if he knew anything more specific other than that it's magic. Like if he has insight into where.
I think he would have let you know in the letter. I think he lets you know everything he knows.
Okay.
Basically, I think there's a better way to figure out what you're trying to figure out than writing a letter to Blasingdale.
Then I will write him a letter anyways and say thank you.
Okay,
Thank
cool
you,
enough.
Arun. I will take this into consideration and be more vigilant looking out for possible sources.
Okay. All right. So we're going to go to Nola, who's still at the bar talking to you guys about all that jazz.
Oh, at this point, we're just drinking and talking shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All that.
Drinking games, having fun.
That's right. We're like the kids say, blowing off some steam.
We've started introducing other members of the bar into our drinking games.
That's right.
So you're just trying to get along good and well without having Emily there.
Yeah.
You're very used to her being a figure in the bar.
There's just like one empty seat at the table.
Which Miriam comes in and promptly sits down at. No, I'm kidding. Miriam is there now, though, by the way, because it's getting nighttime, so she's there. And she's also sad about the loss of Emily. And you guys haven't really had that much of a chance to grieve because you found out in a deep, dark cave about it with a bunch of chaos going on around you. So this is really the first time you've got a chance to grieve over it. So, Lewis, where are you at?
What are you doing?
No, I'm just kind of walking around in the outskirts of the town near the forest and stuff.
You gonna go visit the lady?
I'm
Oh, wait,
hoping
you
to
don't
run
know
into
about
her,
the lady.
but no one has told me about her. But
Yeah, you don't know anything about that. Okay, so I want you to give me a. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Find her, Ulfgar.
18.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were walking through all the streets of the town, and you said drinking just wasn't feeling right and everything, and now you find yourself on the far western side of town, like towards Seeker City. But you're just kind of walking down a dirt road, and it's getting dark and everything, and you come across a camp with a familiar wagon, and you know right away that it's the older woman that you helped out before.
I would want to walk towards it and look around to see who's there.
Okay. Well, she's got the horse that I think it was 2 horses actually. That pulled her wagon, and then it's one of those like wagons that has a gate that opens up in the back, and you can go in. And she comes out. She's got a stew going, and she's like, "Ulfgar, is that you?" It's getting a little dark.
It is, but I don't know how I'm here. Am I sure that you're real?
She said, "Yeah, it's good to see you. I'm glad you wore the pendant. I see you don't have the pendant. Did my premonitions come true?"
I need to know how you spared me from the underworld.
She says, "I have many gifts, and among them is premonition. And whenever I read your palm that day, I sensed that danger was coming very near to you. I knew that it was going to be within a matter of days."
As my life choices have set me on a course of constant danger, it's occupational hazard, I fear. How can I thank you though for this extended life that you've granted me?
She said, "Well, maybe you could just join me for the stew that I'm brewing up here. There's going to be more than I will need."
That would be my pleasure.
For the stew.
Brown
chicken. Is the stew buttersupple?
So are you actually going to have the stew?
I will, yeah.
All right.
Dexterity saving throw.
No!
Constitution saving throw.
I realized as soon as I said it, I think that was wrong.
I would like you to give a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And I just upgraded my Constitution.
Is it spicy again?
+1 permanent health. Oh.
11.
11? Okay. You are starting to become very attracted to this woman.
Hey. An older human is a younger is a young dwarf to me, you know.
She's like mid-40s, early 50s.
Oh Lord.
I would offer her one of the magical rations that I picked up on my travels and say, this won't save you from death, but it might make you feel a year or 2 younger.
So, okay, so she looks at it. She's like, "Oh yes, I'm familiar with this sort of thing," and she understands that it, you eat it, and it gives vitality in battle and all that sort of thing. She says, "Thank you. I'll dip it in my stew."
She's going into battle.
She is now being exceptionally flirtatious.
So, you charm me, but it is the carnage of battle that makes my heart race.
She says, well, maybe you could join me. Maybe you could leave this town with me, Ulfgar, and you could be my protector.
Let's escape together.
Run away with me.
That is a tempting proposition, but I've loyalty to my fellow adventurers. But if ever you need me, I'm there.
Okay.
Never you need.
I want you to give me
I'll be there.
charisma saving throw.
Charisma.
Mm-hmm. This is a
that's
rare
not going
one.
to be good. Oh,
This is a
17.
rare- What is it?
17.
17. Okay, so she feels a little bit defeated by your speech, and
Oh, no.
And wishes that you would have chose to come with her. But she says, "Well, I've had some success here with my business in Northridge, but I feel it's time to go on. I'm sorry that you won't be joining me, Ulfgar."
Oh. Can I offer her some way to contact me? Like my
Like your digits?
Yeah, can I leave her my number?
Fantasy email.
Can you leave her what?
Can I leave her my number or something? Or
Wait a second. Hold on.
well, we have the
Give
tracker
me an
stones.
intelligence saving throw.
That's probably not going to end up.
Oh,
well.
it isn't good if you fail this.
I got a crit fail.
Are you serious?
Oh,
no.
You offered her the stone that you used to find other students, and you just tell her, "I can get another one from the commandant."
Uh-oh.
Well, we're all fucked.
So she says, "So all I have to do is use this stone, and I can find you."
Think of me when you use it.
Just say my name.
Okay. She goes, "Well, I would have liked to have said your name many times tonight, but that wasn't going to happen." So I guess you're going to depart at that point.
I think I screwed up my shot there.
All right, so she's got your stone, your locator stone. So, all right, well, there you go. You go on back. So I guess we're gonna kick it back over to Caroline.
I mean, we're still at the bar, just chilling.
Okay.
Didn't really have anything else to do. How late would it be in the night? Would it be like time for us to go home at
At
this
this point, it's fully dark, and it's just not the same having Emily. You guys are glad to all spend some time together, but this ain't going to be an all-night bender.
Yeah, I figured I'll head out then. Head back to the dorms. I'm assuming Miriam would come with me.
Yeah, Miriam's going to go with you. Phil, what do you want to do?
Yeah, back home. But I was going to say, I want to be on the lookout for any youngins on the way.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
That youngin.
Well, I was just going to say, because I want to follow up on that rumor about the cult or whatever it is, right? My perception
Secret society. But it's not
that's
taken
right.
very serious by the adults or anything like that.
Quote unquote.
Society.
You said perception 11, 13.
13? Okay, yeah. It's dark out. You wouldn't know him from Adam, so.
Okay.
So, Nola, are you going to leave too since everyone else is leaving?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you guys are all heading back together, and you find Ulfgar on the road on the way back. But before we get to that, let's see what Jeremy's up to, and then we'll get back to all of you walking back together. So what's going on now, Jeremy?
Well, I responded to the letter.
Okay.
Magically sent it away, I guess. I don't know.
Had the broom take it.
I sent my broom to return it to him, yeah.
I'll say you can do that. There's no reason you can't do that.
It arrives. We'll say it's going to take a while, though, probably to get a response.
If only you had an owl.
If only.
You
Instead,
can train one. How's your animal handling?
I have a cat.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
And it can't go that far. I mean, it's late. I probably can't start anything now.
No, I just wanted to see if there's anything you want to do around the school or talk to anybody or whatever. You didn't join your comrades. You've been working hard. Today's been a rough day. You earned that 100 experience for sure.
I guess what? Well, yeah, I don't want to try that right now. Because I'm tired. I'm probably tired after searching the library and stuff, and I still didn't recover from our trip probably. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take it easy, just kind of hang out, maybe do some chores or something.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll stop it with that. You're just doing some basic stuff then. So we're not stopping for the night.
I guess maybe I would try my hand at cooking or something, just not something crazy.
Okay. The next day would be a good day for you to. The next day would be an excellent day for you to try cooking again. Keep that in mind. Okay. So back to the group. You guys are all walking back with Miriam, and you got Ulfgar. You just come across Ulfgar, and he's walking by himself. So does anybody have anything to say to him?
What have you been up to? Because we went separate ways. So just be like, where'd you go?
Just another night around town. What did I miss?
With ladies of the night.
We got drinks. Not the same without Emily.
I met the woman who saved my life. I couldn't offer her my heart, but I gave her the next best thing.
And that would be?
Yeah.
The stone. So she can call me, so she can find me anytime she needs me.
Nephew, if you don't have the stone, how does she find you?
Whoops.
Fucking inspiration point, Noah. Inspiration point. Because that is some fucking funny ass role.
For the record, I did know that. I'm trying to play it.
But I guess on the upside, we can find her if we need to.
Hey, maybe that was my plan all along.
Stick with that.
Okay. So there you go.
Oh, Lord.
So y'all come back, and I guess it's just bedtime, basically. And you go to your nightly ritual, and you go to bed, and then it's time to get up. And everybody gets up, and as you know, there's the kind of not just Northridge, but all the little local areas. There's probably a kid or two from Merline, some different teenagers in the area. They've come to the school to see if they can get in. And everybody's kind of hanging out down in the Great Hall, and it's funny and everything because you're watching these like 15-year-old kids get taken out by rugs. And and then there's a few of them that seem quite skilled, and you see them going to battle with like the sword and everything, but they don't get far. And then there's a few that do. So there are some new students at the school. So you were saying about like expanding the school. There's really no need for that because if you remember, there were a lot of empty dorms before, and we've had people such as Red die, and Phil has an open space in his dorm. So Phil, you are now going to be sharing a room with a young human named Richard, who he is way nicer. Like, I know you're probably skeptical after the last one, but this guy is like, he's a little nervous about being around here because he's a young kid or whatever. And you guys are all like tough adventurers at this point.
He's a squishy human.
And, Richard, he's very timid. He's like, is it cool if I just put my stuff here? Is it too close to your stuff? Do I move it over here?
Richard, you do you, buddy. You just do what you got to do to settle in.
Okay, cool. So there you go. So you did see how he survived. He basically used his own body weight to hold the rug down long enough to consider a victory.
That's right. I forgot that they got to go through that before they're getting a room, don't they?
Yep. So you saw some people lose to the rug, saw some people lose to the sword. You saw a few win, but you saw more lose. So there's new students here. Hey, it's a big celebration. So Jeremy, do you want to cook for everybody to celebrate all the new people?
Oh, I suppose. We'll see if they like my cooking.
Okay. So let me bring up these stats here.
Stats?
Yeah, because you got to roll for this shit, man. You need to give me a
Survival.
Yeah, survival check. A D20 plus your survival, obviously.
She's gonna crit fail.
The Hungry House.
Hungries.
Yeah, I got a crit fail.
You got a crit fail?
I just poisoned the whole school.
A fucking fire started.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Okay. Seriously, a fire started.
Anybody have make
Commandant
water?
rushes in from his office with a gourd, and he's like sloshing water all over the place. Laneige comes in. Laneige goes, and he just blows his dragon ice breath all over and just knocks out the flames.
The whole thing.
And
Guys,
he's like-
I don't have water spells.
And Commandant looks over at you, and he's like, "You had cooking proficiency on your resume."
I have cooking utensil proficiency. Not cooking, sir.
He says, "Well, luckily these potions are exquisite. I have seen none finer than since Elric."
Well, let me get back to that then.
Yeah, you do that. We're gonna order out to Hungry's. And he looks at the students. He goes, "Everyone, I'm gonna call in catering from Hungry's."
And I just set up lab inside the kitchen so no one goes in there and sees that it was on fire.
Okay, there you go. All right, so there's that. So Nola, what are you doing today? Now that all the contests is done and you can see there's new students, you've got a full day ahead of you still. That happened, around 10 a.m.
Well, given my new position, I would probably go and introduce myself to as many of the new students as possible and try and get to know them a little bit before I went about my day.
Okay, excellent. All right. Just like the other students in school, most of them are nameless NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like you to roll.
Ooh, I'm rolling.
Yeah, I do want you to roll an insight check.
Oh, look at you making me do stuff I'm good at. That's a 12.
Okay. Yep. So basically, all you get is that these are young, impressionable minds that they soak up knowledge like a sponge, just as you once did when you were a younger person. So that's what you got out of meeting all of them. But they understand that you're a somewhat of authority figure here.
Let's not get carried away.
Well, you are. You're third rank from the bottom, third rank from the top here. So there you go. All right. So then we go over to Lewis.
I'm gonna go find the wizard and see if I can get another stone.
Yeah, because you don't want to ask the commandant, right? You're probably scared of that shit.
I don't think I'd be scared of it. It just didn't occur to me to ask him.
What the commandant don't need to know, he don't hurt him, right?
I don't think I'd be scared of anybody.
No, it's not that
just
you're
much
scared.
to
It's that you revere him and you don't want him to know that you let him down.
Just tell him you're broken.
Do I think that I let anyone down, or do I assumed I just say, I'll just get a new one.
Well, you thought that when you actually gave the stone up, but now that you've thought about it and you've talked with everyone, your uncle scolded you, you do realize that the commandant probably would be let down by it. You're not going to be banished from the school or anything like that, but he's just going to be like, well...
A little disappointed in you.
He might send a dispatch out to go get the stone back, but we'll see. So I like your idea of going to the wizard. So you go to the wizard, and the wizard obviously would know how this works with the stones and stuff. So he could probably do it. So let's have a little interaction here. What you just go to his office?
Oh, I'm making potions right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oi, wizard. I need your help.
Probably not going to be much help today. I just burnt the kitchen down.
Oh, that's no problem. It just means that they'll order out. I ran into an old acquaintance, the woman who spared me my death. And
did she tell you how she did that?
It didn't come up. She was trying to bring something else up, though.
We could use that kind of magic.
Trying to bring something else up.
Sadly, my heart lays with up in the mountains, but as gratitude to her, I offered her my my finder stone if she ever needed me. After thinking about it, that won't do her much good. But
we don't know this lady.
She brought me back from the dead. What type of a person with that type of magic could be anything but a trustful old woman?
We need that stone back.
Well, I'm currently out of possession of a stone to find it, but I realize she has my stone, so
yeah,
perhaps someone could assist me in locating it.
I mean, we could get the crew together to hunt her down, and I mean, we got some people who are good at picking pockets. Maybe they could get it back from her.
I'm not looking to rob this woman. She only stole me from death.
Oh, I think I know how you can get her back from her.
Let her raise whatever she was trying to raise last night.
God, this is by
Things
far
we do
the
for
most
love.
risque D&D session I've ever been a part of. We got butter supple loins. We got.
Her beard was hardly thick enough for my tastes.
Not old. Oh, it wasn't thick enough. You wanted a beard on it.
Did her mustache tickle?
I was touched, but it's a human woman. That ain't my jam.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So is everyone going to try to go, or just the two of you?
Well, I'm making potions, so I can't really leave these potions.
You can leave them. I mean, you can leave them on. What do you call it? Simmer.
Put them in the crock pot.
This is something you're good at doing.
Crock pot.
You absolutely can just turn the what do you call them? What are they called? The freaking, you're a pharmacist. The damn test tube things. What are they called?
The Bunsen burner.
No, the Bunsen burner. Yeah, that would be it. But also, I'm trying to think what the hell it's called. The like the test tube things. I forget what they're called. Anyway,
talking about a flask. The Erlenmeyer flask.
No, but it's not important. So you're good at this. So that's something you can turn down if you want to assist him. Then you're still going to get your potions done for the day.
Okay.
I'm not looking to take you from your work, but I need a way to locate her.
Yeah, I would like to know what magic she used to, resurrect you or prevent your death. So I'd be interested in finding her.
Okay.
Oh, well, she's great and cooks a hell of a stew.
So just us? Anyone else coming along? Did you tell anyone else about this?
I'd like to keep it discreet, but anyone in our crew, I'm sure, would understand.
Beaker is probably the word we were looking for. No?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
It is integral to this role play, sir.
It is.
Beaker, a vial, a test tube, a flask. What was it?
Perhaps you could help me to locate her. I don't know how far she's gone or in what direction.
Well, I guess I just have to look for you, and we'll find her.
You're the wizard.
I was gonna make another. Never mind.
So the two of you are going alone then. That's fine.
I guess so.
Okay, because you've got a stone. That's all you need. Nobody else needs to know about this, right?
I'll help him keep it discreet. I don't know that they know already, and he hasn't really.
Okay, so we're going to keep you guys grouped together, but we're going to go ahead and move over to Caroline and see what she's going to do today.
Gonna grab an apple, have my breakfast.
All right.
I don't know what I want to do today.
How many apples?
13. And yes, I am tracking them. I still have that book on cryptid, so maybe I would find a nice tree to sit under, eat my apple, and read my book for the rest of the morning.
So you want to read your cryptids book?
Yeah, I have half of it left.
Cool. I'll let you do all that, and then we'll go over to Phil and see what he's up to.
I guess I'm curious how I might volunteer my time for the school. Can I teach?
I mean, you can go out in the yard and practice with other students and all that, or you could do the bike if you wanted.
Oh, I forgot about the bike. I'll do the bike.
You do the bike? Okay, well,
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and give you 25 experience since you're going to knock the day out doing that.
All right. I forgot about the bike.
So we're going to go to Nola then. Now that you're done acquainting yourself with students, what are you up to?
I'm going to go and finish any little grunt work to do on the new place and start looking at if there's things that I can build or if I need to find someone, all the little shit I'm going to need to do to set up a store.
Okay. So you get down there and you find out because it's late morning, it's close to noon now. That guy's already gone. And he left a note saying, thanks again for the hell of a deal. I hope you enjoy the place and get more out of it than I did. And that's all it says on the whole note. He's gone. He's in Secret City.
Super.
So you get to work on that.
Yeah, so I'm, like shelves and a case to display stuff and, all kinds of little shit like that.
All right.
Let me know if
So, Jeremy, are you going to fire up your stone and look for Lewis's?
I am. Bring me to Ulfgar.
It's heading west, and you can see that it's like on the road towards Secret City.
Hop on my broom.
Oh,
we're gonna
You too, huh?
Fast.
You too.
No, my flying broom out.
Well, gotta go when you gotta go.
We'll make it quick.
Thank you, wizard. I've long since forgot the times you lit me on fire, but this helps even more.
Yeah, that was a while back. That's like
I was the original accidental betrayer.
Okay. Yep. So you're flying on the broom. You're going over Northridge, and then I want to say this is maybe 3 miles down the road from the camp that Lewis was at the night before, and you find her little wagon moving towards Secret City.
There she is. Let's kind of land nearby her.
So yeah, do you just swoop next to her to get her to stop, or what?
I guess we'd. I mean, they're not going super fast, right? So we'd if we landed
Cruise
behind,
up
we'd be able to trot up.
Just cruise up next to her.
We'll still be flying.
Like, what's up?
She's riding like outside, right?
Yeah, she's up on the front, the top part. Like,
Okay.
Don't want that the horse is like that.
Yeah, she won't have a driver. That would make sense.
No.
So yeah, I guess we kind of spin. Let Ulfgar talk to her.
Okay. So
Top of the morning to you.
she slows down. She goes, "Did you decide to come with me?"
It's I will always be with you in your heart, but it seems that stone was not mine to give.
Said, "So you want this back?" She holds it up.
It embarrasses me to ask for it back, but yes, sadly, it was not mine to offer.
So she says, "Of course, I'd be willing to give this back to you, but what can you give to me to replace it?"
It seems whatever you ask.
She says, "Your seed." No, I'm kidding. She doesn't say that.
Wow.
No.
It is 11 o'clock now on the East Coast. Almost.
It is now at that time where we can actually
D&D
Dungeons and
Black
Dragons
version,
After Dark. Here on
it's
Traveler
After Dark.
Network.
Black Label.
Nice.
She says, "I don't know. There are, many trinkets that I have garnered over the years, and this was special because it came from you, of course. So
Perhaps I can offer you my word that when the time comes for me to repay my debt, I will be your servant to whatever task you need.
She says, well, the time I need is now. I told you last night I wanted you to come with me.
Forgive my blindness. I suppose we are adventurers.
And she seems defeated, and she's just like, she says, this is not normally in my nature, but you can have the stone back without anything to replace it.
Just my word that I will be there to defend you should harm ever befall you.
Jeremy, do you want to do an alignment check on her?
Well, I have to cast Detect Magic, which takes 10 minutes.
Wait, well, but for the alignment thing, it just happens.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I guess I will do that.
I was going to say, because if you're ever going to do it, now would be the time to do it.
100% forgot about that. I'll be honest.
You need to remember that, because there are so many people that you have passed that you should have done.
I'm just waiting for him to do it on Fancy Pants.
You haven't done it on anyone that could have been to benefit. You only did it on people that didn't matter.
Yeah, I did it on the captain and the second in command or something.
Yeah, which I can understand doing it to them, but
I'm sure anyway, nice old witch lady.
I'm just bringing it up now to remind you of that. Yeah. So you use it on her, and while he's talking, and you realize she is true neutral. She's the only person in the game you've probably encountered that's true neutral.
So not good, not evil.
Yeah. But she says, I'll have you know that my short time in Northridge was a spectacular time, between meeting you and having my wagon break down. And that was one of the best things that could happen to me. I sold all kinds of stuff back there.
I say, well, I wish my heart could be yours. My axe always will be.
Jeremy, didn't you want to ask her questions about magic?
Yeah. I haven't gotten the chance because I wanted him to kind of talk with her first. Well, go ahead.
I thought she wanted a piece of axe, and you wouldn't give it to her.
Actually, I have in my pack a broken dagger from a previous battle. That was my original item. Can I offer her that?
Yeah.
Okay. Say this dagger is the last remaining piece of my former life. It was from before I had an ounce of courage in me.
Okay. That'll work.
I'd like to offer this to you.
She takes it and she says, I'll always remember you, and I hopefully will meet you again in the future. And then if Jeremy has any questions.
Yeah. So when we kind of wrap up talking, I'm like, I'm a wizard, and I'm very curious as to how you made that amulet that saved his life.
She says, I am very experienced in enchanted pendants and amulets of all types of magic. I have a long history of an ancient order going back to the ages of various types of protection and hexing magic.
Hexing magic, you say?
Yes.
Do you know hexes that create plagues?
Said any kind of illness can be done with the right type of hexing magic.
Have you cast that on anybody recently?
I haven't. But the young man that bought the amulet from me from 500 gold, he seemed dead set on using it on someone.
What young man bought the amulet?
The rich kid from Northridge. After Ulfgar helped me out, I stuck around town to try to make a few bucks. He's the first one that approached me, and I thought with how much I hosed him for that thing that I could make some money off of everyone else.
So you're telling me you sold him an amulet that could plague people?
Time to raid his house.
His family all died.
Well, she clarifies that if the amulet doesn't cast a hexing of plague, the amulet is a hexing of bad luck. What comes out on the other side is up to the individual. That's all I sold him.
How many uses does this amulet have?
1 per day, and I told him to never touch it at night.
What happens at night?
At night, if he were to touch it, it could have severe altering effects on his physical body.
Don't feed it after midnight.
Well,
liking the sound of this. I think that young man that you sold it to has used it for nefarious purposes.
She says, anything can be considered nefarious, but anything can be also considered a blessing as well. It's just in the eye of the beholder. In my eyes, I wanted to behold 500 pieces of gold.
I can see that, but it seems like he's using it for tyrannical purposes.
Well, since you're so interested in this kid and what he has, then I suggest you just go take it and destroy it. It doesn't matter to me. I sold it.
I will have to.
She says, okay, so do you have any more business with me, or?
I feel like at this point I can't really be like, so can you teach me how you made the one that saved his life? This is like I feel like I can't kind of go back that way with this conversation.
She said, for 500 gold, I can teach anyone anything.
She may have scrolls.
But jam.
Can I do a perception check to see if I notice any like scrolls or books or anything like on her?
Well, you're not seeing inside the wagon. It's a closed.
It's all okay. So I wouldn't notice anything. Okay.
Obviously, you don't have 500 gold, so that probably isn't going to work.
No, I have 125.
Yeah. So she just says, can I allow my breaking heart to continue down this road, please?
Yes, I think I have the information I need.
And she says, farewell, wizard, and farewell, Ulfgar. She gets her horses going, and off she goes towards Secret City.
Try not to curse any more people along the way.
She didn't curse anyone.
Try not to sell any more curses along the way.
Hey, she gave away free that protection pendant to Ulfgar.
It's almost as if she knew that the object that she sold was going to potentially lead to harm of Ulfgar.
Does she have any?
She didn't sell that until after. She didn't sell the amulet until you guys left town. Remember, she said that while she was waiting for the wheel to get fixed, she was approached by him to buy something. Remember, this was remember, she was getting it repaired as Fancy Pants left Talia and Alon up there at the farm. Remember what I told you guys at the beginning about how there's things in motion that whether you're there to witness them or not, they actually are happening?
So just to get the timeline in place, Fancy Pants would have had this, though, before his family left and before we left town.
They left the following afternoon whenever Ulfgar went with them, and then you guys went 2 hours after that.
So he would have had it for 2 days. Technically, 1 day and then the next day.
And then 2 days later, Talia got really sick.
And his family died like 1 day later.
It's a hexing amulet of bad luck. And then he projects with that amulet on someone what happens. So
and
he thought
Talia was at his house sometime after he had it. Am I right in remembering that?
Wait, what?
Didn't Talia go?
I brought his spear back, but I think I saw his sister and his mom. He didn't show up.
Yep. And he wasn't there.
Okay. All right. Just trying to.
We don't know if he has to even see us or if he can just go think of them.
That's true. I don't know how the amulet.
It sounds
We
like
don't
Yeah,
know
it's an
the
amulet of
rules.
hexing. Typically, you don't have to be like right there, but
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That answers my thought
yeah.
inquiries. Okay.
So anyway, so you guys are gonna head back on the broom. So let's cut back over. We're gonna say that we're gonna end that one, Jeremy. We'll say it's Nola. Nola, what are you doing now, man?
If we don't have anything assigned, then I'm just going to keep on getting the store ready.
Okay. That's kind of your day, and then Phil stays on the bike. Caroline, you're reading away on that book, and I'm going to give you 20 experience just for finishing that book.
Ooh. When I'm done, I'm gonna go put it back in the.
Oh, and
the
Nola,
wizard's
you do get
bookshelf.
25 experience for chores, and that's basically what you're doing there is chores.
Okay.
So make sure to pencil that in.
Yes, sir.
And then I already gave Phil his experience. So yeah, they're just kind of doing their menial tasks or whatever. So Jeremy and Ulfgar, you guys are back at the school now.
Thank you, wizard. Any wood you need chopped down. Happy to repay that favor.
I think the house is full at the moment.
Well, any drink you need at the bar, then.
I will take you up on that. Not right
Okay.
now, but later.
Was I listening to their whole conversation?
Oh yeah, you were in that triangle conversation there.
Well, I was thinking we could stop by Fancy Pants' house.
I think that's something I'd want to do too.
I would think. Now you guys can correct me if I'm wrong about this assumption, but I would say that Ulfgar understands the position in which the witch lady is coming from with how she does business. But Jeremy, you don't like the way someone throws around magic like that.
Right. And I know
Let's have that established.
I know that she's true neutral, so I know that she's not like
Malevolent.
herself out of nefarious reasons. You know, she's not trying to harm.
And it's not like you would murder hobo her because she literally gave a pendant of protection to save Ulfgar.
Right.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's crazy that she had the premonition, but she had not sold the amulet to him, so she didn't have any way of knowing that it came from that.
I'm disappointed neither of y'all tried to buy anything off of her.
I was just trying to create a scenario for Jeremy to
What
talk
kind
to
of
her after
stuff
I
she
fucked
had?
up,
It
fucked up the other night.
Probably
felt
cost
like
500.
felt like someone I shouldn't let get away.
So I'll
without
tell you
talking
what,
to him
guys.
more.
Could have persuaded her down.
Whenever Caroline and Lewis went to that mansion the other day to talk to him, I was seriously thinking that it was possible that everything was going to happen the opposite of how it's going right now. That there was going to be some kind of confrontation with that amulet, and that you would want to know where the amulet came from and then find out that the witch sold it. So you guys
But we don't
literally
know about
just
the
did
amulet.
opposite. You didn't, but I thought some kind of confrontation was going to come out of that.
If I'd have rolled
No,
higher,
I
intimidating him, would
picked
he have?
up that he knew about the illness, but like I don't know.
What are you saying, Lewis?
Oh no, I picked up on that, and that's why I was either going to give him a nice gift or a dead head of somebody, depending on if I thought he was grieving.
Okay.
So that's why if I'd have rolled higher on intimidation, would that have scared him into grabbing his magic amulet?
I don't know if the intimidation would have done it. It just if you guys got like aggressive with him, you might. But so anyway, you guys got a lot of information there that only two of you know, so you may want to share that with someone, maybe the party members or the commandant or somebody like that. Like,
Or we just go take him right now.
just the two of you.
I'd be willing to go
Fuck
chop
hell
his head
yeah.
off right now.
I know Ulfgar would love to just go running in, but as the kind of cautious wizard, I probably would say let's gather our friends.
I want to address Sean. Yes, they actually could have. Nothing about this that played out means that they had to have found this out now. It is entirely possible that that things could have just lined up to where they could have seen, if they had been at the right place at the right time, that they could have seen Fancy Pants talking to the woman that Lewis just helped in a very shady way, like looking around and stuff. So it is possible, Sean. You were right. But that's just not how the cards fell on this.
So I'd say we would go back to the school. Ulfgar, let's get our friends. Maybe tell
I'd like to go break a few of his fingers off to ask him.
But I think we might need some backup.
Yeah. So
And
you get back to school.
I think Talia's gonna want to get on the action.
You get back to
Can I
school,
just
no one's
murder
there.
him?
Well, I mean, not no one's there. Everyone's there, but like you don't know where Nola is. Or Elan. You don't know where Elan is. You
Take me to Alon. Take me to.
Well, I would assume you do that as soon as you get back, and the first thing you do is that the detector is taking you to the power room with Phil just chugging away on the bike.
Sneaky one. We might have a task for you.
So he's on the bike just like that.
Tell me more, I will say, without breaking a sweat.
I will say, broom, go power the bike.
Oh,
Well, also, we never asked her. We never asked the woman what the amulet looks like or anything.
No.
No.
Yeah.
But you know what your amulet looked like.
It's not the same. I'll tell
We
you
know
that.
what
No,
amulets look like.
You can
and
probably detect it or something.
I can
alright.
detect magic probably with it.
Yeah, even just going in his house and using detect magic would probably narrow it down.
Yeah.
I'm asking that outside of character. I'm just saying.
But remember, she said that she told him to never touch it at night and only use it once per day.
You
What
go
time is
blind.
Let's scare fancy pants in the dead of night.
Oh,
You're
if-
asking me that? That's what you're saying to me?
Hmm?
Yeah, sure. And then I'll ask,
The
why?
three of you are in agreement on that.
That-
Fancy pants probably isn't going to do too well after.
We don't know. We don't know if he actually did it. Maybe you can convince him his dead relatives' ghosts have returned.
So I actually just had an idea.
I want Dean to sneak
about...
in and make him like Scrooged out, like think that ghosts are there to kill him.
Oh my
So
god!
I have a spell called
I don't know how to
Disguise
bring that
Self.
up in the game, but that's my goal here.
Okay.
I have a spell called Disguise Self. I could do that. I could become one of his dead family members.
Well, hold
So-
on.
If you can
Well, you gotta
fit
get
an
it
area
in
star
his head.
kit, then run in there.
I have and am proficient in a disguise kit,
Yeah.
so I can.
Let's gather
Theoretically.
everyone first before you guys start.
This
talking
is just
about
my
how you're-
Scooby Doo fantasy for this. So
There's plenty you can do with it, but there's only three of you together right now.
Yeah, who else you need?
Well, let's get everybody.
Uncle Alan
Well,
must be at his shop.
Well, let's find Talia then. Ulfgar, you go get Alon, and we'll meet back here.
Okay. So
Well,
yeah,
at this point, too, I would be going to return the book to the wizard's library
okay.
because that's where I got it from.
You did finish it, so you know a lot about cryptids now. So if you run into any type of creature that is like kind of like in the mythological sense, not just like a bear or like an orc or something like that, but like something along the lines of like a werewolf, like you met before, those type of things like that, or other things, then you may have some information about them.
Mer people?
Mer people, merfolk, yeah, merfolk would count.
And,
Things like that.
I guess while let's say Ulfgar's probably looking for Alon, and Dean maybe going looking for Thalia. I check on my potions.
Well, you would find me because I went to your office to return your book.
Well, I think my potions are set up in the kitchen right now.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
then never mind.
But my thought would be, I left them on simmer, so I gotta check in on them, make sure they're doing okay.
And you check in, everything's fine. You got that. You've read the manual and you know everything about it. So.
But it takes some extra steps in there. You gotta stir them occasionally.
Carefully fold the batter.
Unless I've got the magnetic stir in it, and it's auto stirring.
Okay.
You can get those.
Magical magnetic ones. Oh.
Fantasy KitchenAid mixer.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so I guess we're.
So as you guys are getting together, so Ulfgar went to go get Alon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see that you guys are gathering in the Great Hall, the three of you, I suppose, and you're getting ready to go. Hey, go meet with them, whatever. Commandant comes down the stairs and he's feeling deathly ill.
Oh shit!
Commandant, you said?
The Commandant.
Commandant, have
Well,
you
I guess
fancy pants off recently?
Commandant would be midway down his list, his shit list, after kicking him out of the. Well, he didn't kick him out of school. He left the school voluntarily, but he knows that he wasn't
Allowed our
promoted
actions.
yet.
so. I would recognize the illness, right? If he had what I had.
Yeah, and he's actually coming to find you to say, he's starting to feel. And remember, Arun said this is something that's like normally it's a disease that is consumable or something. It's not something that you transmit, like an airborne illness or anything like that. So he couldn't have gotten it from you.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking if it is what I had, we had a conversation that you said that Arun would essentially have told me how to take care of it, how to like cure it.
Yeah. You probably even still have some of the vitality potion he made. He made it from things he found in the forest. So.
Yeah. Leave some in the house.
Yeah, so he's not doing good at all.
We all see him?
Well, you're going to get Alon.
Oh, that's right.
The three of them see him coming down the stairs to the great hall.
Fully shared yet what we found out.
You let him know that? Okay, good.
Well, we hadn't yet, so I haven't even told Talia what.
He's coming down the stairs, so he's coming away from his room, so somebody might want to get him down in bed.
Yeah. Commandant, we've got some news, and it looks like Thalia is probably going to need to help you a little bit with what's going on here, because I think I have an idea what's going on with you.
He says, yes, it's very similar to the symptoms that she had when I was taking care of her. And he's just like leaning over on the wall like, oh.
Yeah.
You need to get back in bed, sir.
He collapses right there.
Well,
down.
I will run upstairs and get the rest of, or an amount of the potion that is necessary.
I will use
from my room.
Unseen servant to have my broom carry him upstairs.
The broom. Okay. I'll allow that.
Kind of lets him, lay on it, and it flies.
There is a corporal nearby too that's like Commandant, like that, and the corporal's coming running to his side also, and keeping him stable on the broom, and you guys are kind of just taking him up to his room.
The broom was 6 feet.
Yeah.
So you guys get him well rested, and then Talia, I guess you're going to run to his room with the medicine.
Yep, and I give it to him. Drink this.
Remember, it takes a few hours to work. But
is Laneige around?
Laneige is training in the yard with some new students.
So while Talia is helping, giving him medicine, I'd probably try to get Laneige.
Okay. You go to him, you see Dragonborn out there. He's sparring with students with wooden sword. Like that.
Laneige, I need to talk to you. This is urgent.
Yes.
Privately, please.
Okay. He steps off around the corner on the side of the school, outside with you.
So we talked with that kind of mysterious lady that gave Ulfgar the amulet that saved his life in that accident. But we also might have found out why that accident happened, and why Talia got ill, and why the Commandant is now experiencing the same illness.
So you basically break everything down, what has transpired all day here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the Commandant is incapacitated.
Correct.
And so that leaves command fall to Laneige. And he says, where is the cleric?
He should be on his way back with Ulfgar right now.
He says, well, he's going to get his first days of corporal duties today because he's going to take the group of you to go deal with this fancy pants and excommunicate him from Northridge. I am not as forgiving of people as the Commandant is.
Sounds like a plan. We need to. I am not a fan of this type of magic just being thrown around like it is. And I think this amulet needs to be destroyed and Fancy Pants punished.
Okay. So there you go. So I would assume that Alon and Ulfgar get back about now. You guys didn't need to be gone more than 10 or 15 minutes. Alon, I assume you didn't contest coming back to the school at this time.
Nope.
All right. So there you go. You guys come back. You've been filled in on everything, but you didn't know that the commandant was sick until you got back. So you come back and Lanish turns to you and he says, "Well, looks like you're getting that first mission out with the students without one of us. I'm going to stay here and run the school, make sure everything's okay. Looks like you're not going far. South side of town." So
a day's journey.
I am going to, just for the hell of it, bring up our city map.
Damn, fancy pants are right there.
Yeah. So, how are you all going to approach this? It's still daytime, but it is late in the afternoon now.
And do we know how long Commandant's been ill?
No, you don't. But if you remember how quickly it came upon Talia, and remember how Arun said he'd have to act very quickly.
So likely a day. Like
yeah,
it was cast today.
Yes,
yeah. So knowing that, we kind of know maybe he can't use it.
Well, it might have been cast yesterday.
Yeah. Do we have any reason to suspect it is an immediate, effect, or it could take a day or something to?
So you don't have any real knowledge of that because this amulet is not an amulet of that disease. It's an amulet of bad luck. Mm-hmm. And he can project the type of bad luck through the amulet. Mm-hmm. So basically he's sitting there with this amulet, right? And he's thinking of Talia and he's going, "I wish the worst plague possible upon her." That's what he did, basically. Or he's like, "I wish for my family to die in a wreck," or basically. And they all,
Damn, son. And
you and the driver just happened to be, the other two guards just happened to be with them, and they all died except for you because you had the amulet or the
So are we reasoning this out in game?
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to say the stuff I'm telling you there is stuff that you guys would all figure out through banter, through those two's knowledge of magic and what the witch told you, and
so Fancy Pants killed me, his whole family, and tried to kill Talia.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and the commandant's on the shit list now too, and probably every person he had bad words with at the school.
Okay, well,
possibly.
So, my suggestion would be for Bean and I to try and sneak in to the house.
Okay.
Since you said it's nighttime out, right?
Well, no, it's still daytime, but it's going to get dark in the next hour or two. Going to start getting dark. Late afternoon.
We should try to sneak in.
I mean, what we could do is Lanesia and I and Lon.
Lanesia's staying.
Oh, right. Alon and I then could go to the front as what
representatives of the school.
Yeah, I'll say what's it, corporal?
Yes,
that's the corporal and school wizard, and demand to talk with Fancy Pants while you guys sneak around the back and try to find the amulet to remove it from his house.
Okay.
I would like to shuffle him loose the mortal coil.
And then, I would say then Ulfgar can be with us up front, maybe us extra
backup. Intimidation.
Soul and intimidation, because he has intimidated him already.
Just keep in mind, this guy has bodyguards around the house now.
Okay, but I could disguise myself as a guard.
You could, but
I
remind you this is several reasons. Not only the threat that they potentially pose, but also that these are really innocent guys that are hired by an evil rich dude to protect him.
Are we higher level than they would be at this point?
Significant.
You could probably take them easily, but the question is whether that would be morally right to do.
Well, I'm just wondering if you could convince them.
If you engage in combat with them, then obviously you would want to kill them to survive. But running in there to kill these guys should be something you should do.
No. But could we just convince them, hey,
we're here to get your boss, and so you can either get hurt in the process or you could leave quietly now.
Your boss is a bad dude. We'll either kill you and him or just him.
So one of the guys that was on the porch seems to be the leader of his bodyguard team. If you could somehow convince him to get everyone to leave.
I'd say you guys who are good with words can try talking to him, and if that doesn't work,
you guys are you guys with charisma on your stat sheet.
Yeah, and I think Jeremy and I both have charm person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you also have disguise self.
Or if it gets real bad, I could just make them, attack themselves.
See, the way I've done it before with people who have that combination is if they can do disguise self and pull off like a a performance, then it's like basically exactly what you want to happen happens. So if you can get a good disguise going and then do a good performance, you got it in the bag.
Okay.
Alon, you're leading this rig. What do you think?
I'm gonna let them figure out what they want to do.
And you're going to support their decision?
That's right.
Okay, that's fair enough. That's good leadership, actually.
And if I think I need to step in, then I'll step in.
Okay.
So, what are we doing then? Where did that leave us?
I would be looking to go cause blood, and someone should probably stop me.
I want Phil's input also, because he's going to be part of this.
Well, I kind of wondering the same thing. It's like you guys came to me. What's your plan?
Okay.
I guess
use me as you see fit.
So the main people coming up with the plan then would be Lewis and Jeremy then. You guys are the ones concocting the plan. Everybody else is really just following along to see this thing through.
I think
That would be a mistake.
I think we should let Tammy take the lead on this because
her life
Tammy is the agreed.
Okay, sure.
That would be my suggestion.
So
I'm
there
not
you go,
going to
Talia.
plan the whole thing, but I think she should get a say in what we do.
Sure.
Well, here's another option we have.
Okay.
We bring him outside, shoot him with an ice arrow, we charm the guards, and then we raid the fucking house.
Okay. In that order, because the guards would probably go ape shit the moment he got frozen.
Do we know how many guards he has?
2 outside.
we know
That's all you know of.
but there's likely more inside.
Almost certainly more.
So we could charm the 2 outside.
And he has a butler.
Possibly.
Well, I'm not interested in hurting innocent, non-combatants, but I would like to break Fancy Pants' arms and legs.
Yeah.
So I think we
what
can
if-
probably take out all the guards without having to kill them.
So we should try and get the head guard on our side. And then
Yeah.
he could just be like, hey guys, we need to go do a thing and take everyone out of the house.
But we don't know that the head guard will be outside.
If you guys can
You know who
charm
he is.
people,
You would recognize him because they talked to him.
Yeah, so he was outside the house last time.
So remember, there are butlers and maids and stuff in this place too.
Yeah, but I don't think they would really bother us.
They would probably run and hide if there was combat.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to make a distraction so you guys can charm people and sneak into the house.
Okay.
Got any more heads?
I probably used up my last head, but I'd say that I was spending the day with his family, and I know what his father's last words were.
Yeah.
And
Good point.
I think it's only right he hear them.
Well, I guess so. We'd have you go in and we'd stay back, right?
I mean, I could go in with my cat, and the cat could look around the house and see if there's any other guards or something, or
I feel like we should try
with your cat
killing people last.
with Jeremy's cat.
Oh,
my cat. Okay. I was like, when did you get a cat?
I don't think I'd want to kill any, hired goons or something unless they
Yeah,
unless
but
they
if
look
you
like
go
they were.
in the house
it's
with
fair
the
game,
intent to kill, someone is going to hurt you before you get to him, probably.
Yeah, but I assume that we're
So we should
probably
solve that
capable
problem
of
first.
just knocking them out or something. Like we were just taking on.
Well, then let's all just go to the front door and.
So all 5 of you just approach the front door, man. They're gonna start lobbing arrows. If that happens, man.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We'll just.
Are they fully prepared to?
Inviting fancy pants back to, we'll come with like a giant scroll and like be like, we're inviting fancy pants back to.
Well, if we're doing that, let's just burn his house down and kill everybody. But
it's just my opinion. But I like the idea of somebody who has the ability to disguise self going there by themselves first and seeing what they can achieve.
Well, only one person has that.
Yeah, only I have that.
Well, I know that's what I was saying. She came up with a plan like forever ago. The actual corporal here said, "Let's hear what Talia wants to do." That's better than like
sounds
flying
like a
cabin
plan.
and shit. Like,
But I wonder, would it be better to try and sneak into the house versus just walking in through the front door?
Well, if you're disguised and you walk in the front door,
who would you disguise as?
Sneaking in?
That's the problem. Is I have no idea who I would disguise as.
You could disguise as Emily
I'm
back
sure.
from the dead. I'm just talking shit. That would be crazy,
maybe.
wouldn't it?
Ghost
Zombie
Emily.
Emily just shows up.
Yeah.
Says hi to the guards.
That's what I was hoping was you just
I've been drunk for a
ghost.
Like it would have to be something that wouldn't raise enough eyebrows that they would be like, this is definitely something not normal. Like we can't
Well, we
just
could
pull
get
some
him-
wild shit just to pull some wild shit.
About the mayor.
I'm sure we could get him out of the house. Also, if they said Emily showed up in town at the tavern.
Yeah, good point.
Wouldn't the mayor?
Okay, so I guess the bigger question is our end game to kill him or just destroy the amulet?
What do you want to do with him?
Why not?
I wasn't trying to kill him. That was not my intent.
So then we just need to get him out of town.
But hang on, Lewis's intent was to kill him. So you have to.
I might.
That doesn't.
I
So
might
we have
hurt
to
him
figure out
badly if-
where we're gonna go with this.
That doesn't change because Talia doesn't want to do it.
Yeah,
That's still very real for Lewis.
because
Well, I'm
we have
not
one member of the
gonna-
party who literally wants to
I'm-
run into the
I'm
house
not
and
gonna
just
kill him
murder.
unless he admits what he did.
I'm
But
going.
I might beat him violently.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to make sure that he doesn't kill him.
Okay.
And this would be my recommendation if you want to try and do the sneak in. Disguise yourself as the old witch lady. Tell him that there was
She's like
something
middle-aged. She's not
found out
middle-aged.
about the amulet that he bought that may curse him.
Oh,
The subtle.
that's a really good idea, Nola.
That's not a bad
Actually,
idea.
And then
So-
that way you can get inside. And
So
what
Talia-
we can wait down the street at the new store.
yeah.
You know, maybe Phil can go down and stealth himself somewhere around nearby. And
Just get him to admit what he's done with it too. Say, I need to know what charms you've used this on, so I can make sure it doesn't backfire on you.
Okay.
That's
So
what I would do.
Talia, the way you would go about doing this, if you're wanting to disguise yourself as the witch, is that you would need to do a disguise, and by doing that, I would have you roll a sleight of hand
Well, I have it as an actual spell.
as an actual spell. Okay, it's not a
Like I
disguise.
have it as an actual spell that is 1 hour long.
Yeah, then it'll work instantly.
Yep.
Cool.
See, because I've played with people. I played with a monk whose specialty was sewing, and he had a disguise kit, and he would sew things up. So I'd have him roll sleight of hands to see how good.
I mean, I have proficiency in disguise kit, but I don't have a disguise kit.
If
I
you have
literally
then that's
have
great.
the magical spell disguise self.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I knew that was
Yeah.
a thing, but I didn't know that's what you had. Yeah, so I would do that then. Yeah.
I can make my clothing, my armor, my weapons, and my other belongings look different until the spell ends or until I dismiss it. I can seem 1 foot shorter or taller, thin, fat, or in between. I can't change body type. So, like, I can't become someone with a tail or more arms or something like that. But, yeah.
Okay. Well,
it
yeah.
fails
you
to hold
do it.
up to physical inspection.
So are y'all meeting up down at Alon's new shop then? Y'all are going there to disguise up and all that.
I think that's the best bet.
All right.
Could be our Illuminati headquarter.
Yeah, so you guys get there, and the sun is starting to set. It's getting darker. And Talia, if you want to take the lead, then you can go ahead and do the disguise.
Okay, well then I raise my hands and I say, hide this bitch, and then I become the old witch.
The old
'Cause
witch.
it's
So she's like
okay.
45. She's not like old. She's got like long brown hair. and
You
she's-
said old. You should have said like middle-aged at best.
I did say middle age.
Well, we've all interpreted that as old.
Everyone has said old. Nothing about this lady's old. I said she's.
All right, well, then I turn myself into the middle-aged witch, and then I guess I head down towards Fancy Pants' house.
So Lewis, first of all, you're seeing Talia there looking like this witch. What are you thinking about this?
I think I should go as your bodyguard.
That's believable. Yeah.
Fair, yeah.
Do it.
All right, so I guess Ulfgar and I will head down and try and get into the house.
Okay. Well, the guards are standing there on the porch. It's getting dark out, and they got lanterns and stuff up on the porch. And they see you coming up, and they go, "Halt! Who goes there?"
And I just go, "'Tis I, the woman whom your master, the man who pays you, bought a magical object from a few days ago. I need to discuss things with him."
They say, "I did not recognize you, but I remember this dwarf from the other day."
I am
He's my protector.
He was a protector of a young girl the other day, so I guess that must be his job. Can you roll a persuasion on that, though?
The witch pays more.
Both of us are just
the witch pays more.
You, since you're the one declaring he's your protector.
Oh, okay.
That's only a 9.
Okay, so they say,
"Can I roll on it?"
That wouldn't make sense for you to do. Well, actually, yeah, you can roll it to say that that's one of your jobs is you are different people's bodyguards.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll persuasion.
19.
Oh,
much better.
Okay. Yeah, they go, okay, well, that makes sense. A strapping young lad like yourself would probably get many jobs escorting beautiful women. So they go, okay, so what business do you have with the young lord?
I have learned some new information upon my studies of the item I sold him, and I must converse with him immediately about the dangers I have discovered.
They look at each other and they think that there's some serious danger going on, so they open up the door and let you inside.
Woo!
So you go in the front door, and one of the guards, not the head honcho, but one of them, the other guard, he goes in with you, and you can see like maids and butlers like dealing with the house. This is a big this is like 5 times the size of Ainsworth Manor that you guys were at before. So it's a big place. So you know all that's going on. So what do you want to do? The guard's like, I can take you directly to him.
Yeah, can you take us to him and then leave us?
Mm-hmm.
Let us go.
Can she do her charmed person while she's
No, I
doing
am
this
going to
as well?
charm him.
Okay, I didn't know if that was like you've got
Because I
your
would
spell
like to
on.
have him not fight this at all.
So you're going up the stairs, and he gets to the top of the stairs, and he says, the young master's office is 3 doors to the left.
Cool. We're going to go on down and knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door, and
I tell Ulfgar to stay there, though, because if he comes in the room, well, he's not distrusting of you.
That'll be up to you guys. How do you want to do that? Because it could affect the reaction here.
I'd rather you wait outside the door. I will leave the door open, but don't come in unless I signal for you.
I'm really bad at following orders, but I'm going to trust that since we've gotten this far in, that as soon as I get the signal, I can bust down that door.
Cool.
So
I'm fully armed in the hallway. Are there guards around me?
No, there's not tons of guards everywhere. He has like 5 guards. I'll tell you that. Right?
You're just there to like keep an eye on.
There's a couple guys guarding the back door. You got one guy on the inside. You got a couple guys walking in the front. Like it's not that big of a deal. But the other one's just at the top of the staircase, and he lets you go down there. It's not a big deal. You guys rolled a high persuasion. Like he knows that he thinks that you're here to help. So I'm going to say she's going to knock on the door. You're going to hide up against the wall so he can't see you when the door opens.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it's going to go, Lewis?
Okay, I can do that.
I'm making sure that's what you were saying. It's not okay. I'm asking if that's.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm literally asking if that's what you want to do.
I'll let her go in first, and then I'll try to listen up against the door.
But
after
I need to know
he's
your positioning when the door opens. I have to know this to be able to DM it.
There's no guards in the hallway. He's gone back down the
there's
steps.
just butlers and maids walking casually.
It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to be like, there's a man
and sit
outside
on
your
them.
room.
I just walk down the steps and just sit on them for a minute.
So you're actually going to go because like that's the staircase is kind of far back.
I would assume you would move only a few paces away from the door so that you're not visible.
Hold on. You went 3 doors down to the left. So walking back to the stairs, you won't be able to hear anything. You'll be far away from them.
I'll position myself so I'm out of view from whoever opens that door, and then once I hear it close, I'll walk up and get close to it.
Okay.
So if she's going ahead of me, then I'm just gonna walk somewhere where I know no one's gonna look out and peek and see me there.
Okay.
So I'm pretty short, so if I walk down like 3 or 4 steps, that's what I was thinking that.
Okay. Yeah, you could, but I'm just letting you know it's a little ways away from the door. You would have to stride to get back to where she is if something like that.
Well, and my intention too was to leave the door open.
All I need to know is
if you're
where
keeping
Lewis
the door
is
open,
keeping
then.
that door open. I need to know if Fancy Pants sees him or doesn't. That's all I need to know.
What do you think, Dahlia?
I was perceiving
I'm going to stay out of his view.
I was going to
because
open
if I
the
see him, I
door,
might
and
attack
you were
him.
just going to kind of be off to the side, like chilling. And then if I screamed or like said, "Hey, help," you would like jump in.
I'm trying to be cool, so I think
Because I feel like if
maybe
he
I'll stay
sees
out of his
you,
view.
he'll immediately think some shit's up.
And I feel like if I see him, I'll probably just attack him. So I'll be.
You would
I'm going to
immediately
walk
go
all the
into
way back to the
barbarian
staircase. That might be the best.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't. Okay, that's fine. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I'll walk out of far enough that
Don't
Talia
walk
thinks I'm out
anywhere.
of
Just
view.
literally stand against the wall out of
Like what I'm
vision.
saying is literally
Like, just do this
Lean up against the
wall.
wall like Fonzie and be waiting for her to go in.
Yeah.
You don't need to be away. You just need to be hidden.
Okay.
Okay, so you knock on the door, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you hear him angrily say, "Why am I being disturbed during working hours?"
It's an emergency.
Okay, and he's like, "Who is it?"
I am the woman who sold you that necklace. I have discovered some pressing information about it.
You hear a desk get shoved, and then he comes running to the door, opens it up, and he says, "Who let you in?"
And I immediately put my hand on him and cast Charm Person.
Is that an automatic, or do you have to roll for that?
No, it
You get
is.
roll for it.
Attempt on humanoid entity must make Wisdom saving throw.
So I have to make a wisdom save. All right.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Damn, mine's 12. Well, that sucks. Okay, well then I will just tell him that the guards at the front let us in. We have pressing information, and I'll ask him, have you used that amulet today?
He doesn't freak out that you put your hand on him, or that's just
No, he
know that
doesn't
you
know.
had to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So he says, "Step in my office."
And I go in. And I ask him to.
Do you close the door?
Yeah.
Or it's
No.
still open?
Well, I wouldn't. I don't close the door. Does he?
Yeah, he shuts it like that.
Okay.
You're like standing here with him. He shuts it.
If I hear the door close, I'm immediately getting up and I'm immediately walking towards it.
Okay. He goes, "So what is the problem with this amulet?"
I have recently discovered that the hex charm can be transferred to the user once the subject becomes aware.
You told me
Have
I
you-
only needed to not touch it at night if I used it during the day.
Yes, well, with magic you learn new things when you read new books, sir.
So are you saying this damn thing is broken?
It's not broken. But if you've done anything at any point to possibly give away to one of your subjects that you have done this can come back on you.
Says, "Well, I am curious at how well it is. It took out my family, no problem, but the girl that I cast the hex on, she's alive and well."
If you'd like, I can take it from you for the night and do some checks on it.
Is it safe to touch at night?
No, but you can wrap it in a cloth. We can put it in a bag or wrap it in a cloth, and I will do some charms and magic on it. You don't have to touch it to cast a spell.
Roll for persuasion.
Yeah, I figured. That is a 10 plus 3, 13.
Says, "I don't know. I might just have you look at it here.
Well, I need some supplies that I have in my cart.
Lewis, what are you doing right now? Because the door's shut.
Door's shut. I'm walking up towards the door.
Okay, that conversation took place. You're at the door right now, and they're where they were at with that conversation.
So how long has this whole process been since they left the main group?
Yeah.
My spell's only good for an hour.
Well, from walking down the road, convincing the guards, going up the stairs, you're looking at 7 or 8 minutes since they left your little shack.
Okay.
Are we getting concerned yet?
So I was gonna say at about
7 or 8 minutes,
I would send Bean out to start doing some stealthing down by the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got to go to Ulfgar though, because he's just approached the door. That conversation just took place.
Okay,
then
I'm putting my ear up against the door to see if I can hear anything.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have you do. What would you do on that one there? Investigation.
Okay. 5.
You can't hear shit. You don't even hear you're questioning if Talia is even in that room because you don't hear their voices.
I've got faith in her battle ability, so I'm going to give her 1 minute before I kick down the door.
Okay. Then back to Talia then.
I will ask him if there have been any strange things that have happened recently to him.
Nothing has happened to me except for that girl coming back when I thought she was dead.
Are there breakable objects in this room?
Breakable objects?
Yes. Are there breakable objects such as pottery, glass, or other?
Yeah, there's gas lamps.
Cool. I'm going to use my mage hand, but I'm going to make it invisible. And as I ask that question, it is going to be knocked off of whatever it is resting on.
And it starts a small fire on the carpet.
I look at him in utter complete shock. I thought you said nothing had happened.
And he's like, what the hell? Like that. And then he goes and gets a pitcher of water and chucks it on it. Shh.
You are in grave danger, young man.
Okay. So he's like, all right, I'll take you to it, but it's not here.
All right. Well, we must be quick.
He says, it's
The
in my
longer
room.
you take, the longer this will affect you.
He goes, it's in my room down the hall.
Well, let's go.
He goes
And I
he
stomp
opens the
extra
door.
loudly as we walk towards the door.
Well, you're right there. You're next to that door. He goes and he opens the door right up as soon as you have the conversation. He sees Ulfgar standing there.
So, evening, fancy pants.
He says, who let you in here?
And why do you keep calling me that?
I am escorting this young witch here.
He has been assigned.
After dying for your family.
You're muted.
He has been assigned my protector from the school.
He says,
Am I muted?
I know he does that sort of thing. He's got some protector he is. He couldn't protect my family.
Well, that's because I gave him a pendant.
You gave him a what?
He purchased a vitality pendant from me shortly before you showed up. As you know, many people in this town have purchased magical items from me recently.
And he says, whatever. Let's go figure out what's going on with this amulet.
Cool.
So
I follow
Ulfgar,
him to his room.
Do you let him pass, Ulfgar?
Oh, I let him walk right past me.
Okay.
And then I walk right behind him.
All right. You go there and you take you to his room. It's this huge master bedroom, and it's got this ridiculous painting of him riding a lion over top of his bed.
It's a lovely painting, young man.
He says, yeah, would you believe it? My sister actually painted that.
She was very talented.
Are we in the room now?
Yeah.
I close the door behind us.
Okay. He's
The pendant. What have you done with it?
Amulet.
Amulet, not pendant.
He goes over and he goes to the dresser, or not dresser, but like a end table next to his bed. And he opens the drawer up and he says, it's in here, but you told me not to touch it at night.
I will take the pillowcase off of the nearest pillow, throw it down, and scoop it up like so.
Okay.
Actually, no. I changed my
No,
mind.
Okay.
Tell him it's okay to pick up.
No, I don't want to tell him it's okay to pick it up. But I'm wondering, because Mage Hand is a cantrip, can I do that? Yeah.
What, pick it up with the Mage Hand?
Yeah. Would that be considered touching it?
Okay, so no, it wouldn't be considered you touching it, but there.
Well, hold on, wait. So we're in his room.
Yeah.
He's talking loudly about all the things he's done, and now we see the amulet, and we're sure it's it.
Well, he hasn't been
first of all, he
talking
didn't say-
loudly about the things he's done.
He
You
already
didn't
said
hear
it.
that conversation.
You didn't hear him confess to it, but he did say it to Talia in the other room about taking out the parents and trying to take out Talia.
So my concern is get that
Well,
away
then
from him.
I'm
first.
super curious to hear what they said in the other room, so I'm going to say something like,
"Okay,
yeah, it's fortunate I had that amulet. You know, otherwise I wouldn't be here now."
Yes, tis a blessing.
There is a difference between pendants and amulets. Like,
well, what is the difference?
so the thing that he got was literally a crystal on a chain. This thing is like this big like gold thing that's like a puck basically.
Okay.
So I'd say, you know, Fancy Pants, I was with your whole family when they died so tragically.
He's
Tis
like,
a
oh yeah,
shame.
it's bad luck, wasn't it?
And then I will cast Mage Hand and say, and pick it up and go, we will take this, and I
So
will
first of
return
all,
this to you in the morning.
When you cast Mage Hand, it's literally just picking it up out of the drawer.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm leaving it visible. So the first time I did it, it was an invisible, like something forced the lamp off. So he shouldn't have any like, wow, that just happened.
Well, no, but he says, now hold on a second. I gave you 500 gold for this thing. I'm not just going to let you walk out of here with it.
Okay, well then I'll give him 5 pieces of, what is it, platinum? The PP? Whatever.
Why would you give him anything? I'm about to break this
He
guy's
says
neck.
the money doesn't concern me. I want that.
That's fine. You can have this back.
And it
but do
worked
you
all the
want
way up
to
until the girl. I want to know
do you
why
want
it
to
didn't work.
die for it?
That can I?
Don't break his neck yet.
He's getting visibly frustrated about this whole ordeal. 10 minutes has passed for sure. Probably 12 minutes.
I mean, I would just try and convince him that it's not safe for him to have. Let me, bring it back for the night, do some arcanas on it, and then I'll return it in the morning.
He's getting steamed up here.
That is an 11 plus 3, so 14.
Okay, so he's saying, I still think we need to just go downstairs and talk about this. I don't think you need to take this out of the house. It's what I paid for. It's my property now. You didn't want it, you sold it.
Well, I wasn't aware when I sold it to you. Would you rather I lie and leave you here to possibly die? Because we can go.
Lewis, what were you going to say?
I would say, what sort of horrible effects are you afraid this could have on somebody?
He says, I'm not concerned about what kind of horrible effects it has on others, just myself.
I would
And
say,
you've seen what's happened so far.
I'd say, which? Didn't you say that if he lists off the people he's charmed with it, it'll undo the curse? The effects to himself?
Nope, never said that. I said that if people become aware of the curse, that it can cause damage to him.
He says, I can't figure out how that girl could have found out, though.
Well, you can give us time to learn. We can do some, I don't know what the term would be, but we can do some,
So I'm going to
magic.
assume the amulet is floating in the air with the mage hand between you and him, right?
Yeah, it's just chilling. Or picked it up somehow.
So he's not having it that we're taking it with us, right?
He's not happy about that. He wants her to fix it now and figure out. He's like, okay.
Well, I've already told him I can't fix it now. I need
Okay.
supplies from
He
my
says,
cart.
New plan. He says, I'm going to pay you more money to kill this girl tonight. Surely you have something in that wagon of yours that can kill a single elven rogue.
Unfortunately,
which
I do
girl
not
is it again?
trade
I'm
in
happy.
murder.
But I do.
Are you willing to kill your friend? Is that what you're telling him right now?
Yeah. I've already
Okay,
given him a head and
I'm gonna
intimidated
let
him every
Lewis
time I've
take
ever met
over.
him.
Well, no, it's really interesting because Lewis was here with Talia the day before. He hasn't said who it is. He just says, I want you to kill the girl.
So which girl? For the right price, I'll put anyone's head on a plate.
Says you. And he slips up. He says, but you're her friend.
Let's go down to the kitchen and discuss this like men.
He says, no, I've had enough of this. And he reaches over and he grabs the amulet from the mage hand.
So he touches it in nighttime.
Yes.
Barehanded.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I just shrug and say, okay, we'll leave. And walk
so
away.
You start to hear a loud heartbeat sound. Do, 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 do.
And I just turn back at him and wink.
And suddenly his body starts to transform. And right there in the middle of the bedroom, he turns into a troglodyte.
So is that a cryptid? Do I know what this is?
Yes, you know exactly what it is.
Cool. Tell me what this is. Read me the things from the book.
So it's a creature from the Underdark, and but it's a simple-minded brute. So troglodytes have a simple community. I don't even know that stuff about it, but it has an awful stench, which you're beginning to smell now. And it's got these claws, and they are chaotic evil, and they are sensitive to sunlight.
Well, that doesn't help.
And they have dark vision and all that sort of stuff. So, but they're a creature of the night basically. But he's like that. So that's now Fancy Pants is now this creature, and he's got the amulet in his hand. He throws it down, and he's walking toward both of you.
I say, Fancy Pants, you're finally looking yourself, and I take out my great axe.
You said it has sensitivity to just sunlight?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's just sunlight. That's just something I read off there. But
Well, I'm wondering if I suddenly cast a bright light, would it make it?
Do it. If yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I have the dancing lights cantrip. I am going to create 4 torches of light surrounding. So like, basically, he's in the middle, and there's a torch here.
So it's a really bright light.
Yeah, 4 very large torches of light, and they're kind
So
of.
he's walking toward you, and you do that, and it's like like that, and it's trying to shield its head, and then you got Lewis over
Attack of opportunity.
I was gonna say let's get the fuck out, but that's fine.
Lewis is here to fight.
Cool. I just turn my head and say, "Have at him."
Well, yeah, I'm going to throw an axe at his face.
All right. So
So that's a 23.
That'll hit.
That should probably hit.
In the face.
And that is a 6 plus 5, 11.
Okay. All right. He takes a really big hit in the face like that. Your axe is actually stuck in the face. Like that. And it's like that. And it takes a swipe at you. So let's see here. He does do a multi-attack. He can make 3 attacks in one go. Okay. He definitely missed with the other 2. It's 5 and 7. And then his plus is 4. So yeah. Well, this one was 19. So 19 plus 4 is 23. So that one hits.
That's going to hit.
That's probably gonna hit.
So that does 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage. So that does 3 piercing damage to you.
Okay.
So Talia, what do you want to do?
I'm assuming I cannot use my bow.
Sure
A little too close.
Absolutely.
Is everyone else?
Close.
Is
Have we
everyone
made enough
outside?
noise that like the guards would
15
be?
minutes since all this happened.
Have we made enough noise in the house that the guards would be coming?
You don't know that. I'm asking them what they're doing.
Well, like I said, at about 10 minutes, I would have sent Phil down to keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
And probably if 15 or 20 minutes had gone by, I would have grabbed the wizard and just started walking down there myself.
So I'm going to assume Phil's in the bushes watching, and you see the guards doing a rotation, and you two are now coming down the street. And as you're coming down the street, you're seeing like flashes going off in the upstairs window.
That doesn't look good.
So I'm going to give you guys a reaction before anything else happens. Phil, what are you going to do?
Well, if all I see is guards walking back and forth and they're inside, I want to just bypass the guards. I just want to...
Give me a stealth roll.
Okay. My intent is to sneak inside to see what's going on without raising any attention outside. My roll is... You said stealth?
Yes.
16.
Okay. Yeah, that's good enough where you can probably get... It's summertime, so I'm sure a window downstairs is open. You can just hop right into a window, but you're in a fully lit room, and you do see maids moving about and stuff. They don't see you.
I'll duck for cover.
Okay.
Or...
hiding behind the couch.
So we'll say that's as far as you got there, but you two are... What's your reaction to the flashing lights?
I mean, can we see any silhouettes flashing also?
No, you're seeing like the lights that she casts. Like it's just a light emitting out of the room.
It doesn't seem like things are going according to plan up there.
You see the two guards on the front porch both look at each other and run inside.
Can you fly up to the window? Can you get inside where you see the lights?
I could fly us both up there if you want.
No, thank you. I'll keep my feet on the ground.
All right. You approach from the bottom. I'll fly up top then.
You go try and get in a window upstairs. I'm going to run for the door. Let's do this thing.
All right. And Talia, what are you doing now? You just saw him. He's got an axe sticking out of his head.
I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers. Make a wisdom saving throw. If you fail, you take 3d6 psychic damage.
Okay. 5.
12. Take 3d6 psychic damage. Is it 2? That did not land. That is a 5, so that is 7. And that is another 2, so that is 9.
It is very dead.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
He also gets knocked back and away.
It is, yeah, very dead. So about that time you hear...
Like out the window?
Like that, you hear this thud going, and the door bursts open, and there's a group of 3 guards standing there, and they look, and all they see is young Henry Warren on the floor with an axe sticking out of his head.
This is what happens when you fuck with magic.
And they draw swords, and they say, what have you done?
Your boy attacked us. Turned into a... What was the creature's name?
Troglodyte?
A troglodyte.
Yeah. These guys don't know magic, by the way.
Okay. Well, he fucked with some magic and then tried to kill us.
You want to roll persuasion on that?
13 plus 3, 16.
They're standing there very confused, and they're like, you said you were here to help him. What's that?
Is the thing still in his hand or like near him?
He tossed that down during the fight. It's down on the ground.
Well, I was here to help him. Clearly, he didn't listen.
I pick my axe out of his head and say, sadly, the remedy for every ailment isn't always the one we want.
So, Jeremy, you float by the window at this point. You're seeing the guards in there talking with them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then, Phil, within the house, you see the 2 guards that are on the porch come inside and start heading up the stairs.
Okay.
Am I able to get in any windows?
This is a shut window, so probably not. You'd have to break
Do we see him in the window?
No.
Can I break any windows?
You can fly right in if you wanted.
Mage hand the window open?
I was just going to take my iron pot and just smash it open.
No one has gotten aggressive with you yet. They're confused with standing at the ready with the swords drawn.
But, I mean, if they're kind of coming...
So how about... No, you go. You go.
Well, I was going to come in like the next window over because they're all like, I would try to come around them. Well, no, I wouldn't. I'd probably still want people between me and guards.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to kill all these guards, but
I am too.
Hold on, they haven't gotten aggressive yet. Nola, what are you doing now? Now that you just saw him fly up to the window and the guards ran in.
I'm aiming for the front door.
Okay, you're definitely there now, and you see Phil, like when you come in, because you know Phil went in a window and all that stuff.
I look at Phil and I point upstairs.
I was going to say, I'll motion too. There's guards up there. I wasn't inclined to be following the guards, though.
At this point, the maids and the butlers have all noticed that people are running the house that shouldn't be in the house, and they're all like, "Oh my goodness, what's going on?"
Is there any alcohol in the room? Can I do a perception check?
Yes, do it. Phil?
I'll stand up and ask the help to remain calm. There may
17.
be a problem upstairs, but we're here to take care of it.
Persuasion, Phil, and then I'll get to you in just a second, Lewis. I've got that roll for you.
10.
Everyone is nervously waiting to see what happens next. They're not really going to calm down.
So,
Lewis, you see a bottle of brandy over on the nightstand.
I walk over and pop it open and say to the guards, "Come on, boys, I think we need a drink."
So the leader of the guards is looking around nervously, and behind him comes the head butler, the one that has always greeted you guys at the door, the one that carried the big suitcase up there, all that stuff. And he looks at him. He looks at him, and he just nods at the head guard. And the head guard sheathes his sword, and the butler says, "We can forget everything that happened tonight. We've had enough of this guy."
Fair.
Then I say, "Then this one is for the family," and I dump the whole bottle out on his dead body.
And while this is happening, I have re-picked up the amulet with the mage hand and just gone like, "No one touch this."
I use
Because we're taking that shit back.
to open the window and land inside the room.
You can come up and knock on the glass, and Lewis can let you in.
Well,
he can knock on it. I'll just,
it can materialize on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
It could,
Can phase
At
him.
a point of your choosing.
So all of you are now in the house.
Well, I only have X amount of time still disguised as this lady, so I would like to get the fuck out.
Yeah,
So-
and
He's dead. We've got the amulet.
I'm going to escort my friend here back to her cart. I do hope your little town.
The hold on, the head butler says to everyone, "We would like to forget this, but just so there's no more ruckus from this, he will not be missed in town. But what do we do with him?" And he points at the body like that. He says, "You leave us with this. What did it become of the guards? The authorities will accuse the guards, and once they get to the guards, they'll accuse me."
We know someone who's pretty sneaky with some fire. Could just make that go away.
What, Jeremy?
Light the body on fire?
Set the body on fire, man.
Didn't you see the fire monster that attacked him?
So somebody here I'm going to assume that Nola and Phil now make their way up the stairs, and they're there, and they're it's obvious to them now that everyone's kind of gathered around there. You got 5 guards, a head butler. All of you are kind of in this master bedroom with the body on the floor with the axe.
Can I do another perception check to see where he put that head I gave him of an orc?
Yes.
It's in the garbage.
I can't.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
He
Okay.
put it above his
You
bed.
begin sniffing the air, and you're like, "I can smell an orc a mile away." And
It must
you
have
realize,
snuck in the window and killed him when no one was looking.
huh?
An orc must have snuck in and killed him.
Where's the body?
The orc
though?
with no body
Where's
and
the
only a
rest
head.
of him? The head
Body
floated
ran
in.
off.
I burned the body, but we left the head.
Everybody else might want to chime in on that because that sounds like something a barbarian would come up with.
So
I'm trying to play my character here.
Yeah,
Don't
I know.
listen to
You're
him.
doing
He's
good.
clearly already drunk.
are we the only ones in the room at this point?
No, everyone's in the room.
Everyone in here?
Everyone in this house is pretty much aware of what just went down, but everybody is fed up with Mr. Warren here.
Right.
And yeah,
So I'm going to. How many people in general between staff and guards?
so there's 5 guards, there's the head butler, and then there's roughly a half a dozen other butlers and maids that maintain this.
All right. So let's say 12 people.
Yeah.
I pull out 12 gold pieces. I give everyone 1 gold piece. I say, you guys go away. You never saw anything that happened here tonight.
Okay.
Do they go?
I'm going to say that they're okay with that. They would have left anyway without the gold.
Right.
That is just a nice perk.
Okay. So once they're all gone, I'm going to look around at everyone and I'm going to say, look, this guy's already dead. There's nothing we can do about that. Let's look around the house, see if we can find anything worth taking from him.
Well,
and then we're just going to burn the fucking house down.
Oh.
Maybe don't burn the house down.
Yep.
Well,
sounds good to me.
Before
Burn
we,
it down.
Yeah, I was gonna say before we do that though, as a thief, I'd like to pillage the
Let's
rich
ransack this
man's
whole
mansion.
motherfucker.
That's what I said. I said,
Oh,
everybody start searching this house, see if you find
Well,
anything you want. And then
Off
we're
to the
just gonna burn
study.
it down.
Actually, I mean, this is still a monument to a mostly good family. This house. I mean,
No, they're dead. The house is
Yeah,
dead.
do you want to take Emily's art?
What if we just take over the business?
That's totally within reason to try.
their bodies decay, but their memory lingers on.
I mean, he's got plenty of land. We could just bury the.
Well, yeah, this is a fully functioning business. It's not going away just
Yeah,
'cause he
him
goes
dying
away.
isn't gonna.
But the butler, see, all the people here are definitely willing to like turn a blind eye to anything you do, even if it involves burning the house down, if that's what you choose to do. But again, they are concerned about this body because all of them are going to be the ones who get looked at by the authorities for taking it out.
Yeah, not when it's burned up in the house.
Okay.
So, and if you guys want to try and run the business, I'm all for that. We can still try and run the business. That doesn't mean we need his house.
I don't want to be involved in the business.
Well, the
We've got
business
our
is
own
straight
business.
out of this house, so yeah.
Let's just fly the body, fly the body into the woods
Maybe
and let
just
the
make the
goblins
body
eat it.
disappear.
Right.
Yeah, why don't he? Why don't here instead of going as I know I'm speaking as the DM here. I'm not a character right now, but
A
with
wizard can
all
fly
of
'em.
this, with all of this talk of trying to make everything disappear, the body is the only thing that needs to disappear. No one's going to look for this guy, and he won't be missed.
Right.
I was saying just burn the body in the backyard. Throw it in like whatever fire pit they have.
Let's just fly him up on the broom
But
and
yeah,
dump
throw
him in the
fly
woods.
Forest.
Is there an ocean nearby?
No ocean nearby.
Alon, what if you know?
Well, I mean, we'll take his head off. So if someone
Could
finds
we
a body,
put
it's
him
a
in
dead
the
body.
forge?
I
We'll have to walk into town to do that, though.
I
There's
use
still
my-
CSI Northridge. Let's just do this thing. I don't care what we do.
But I don't want to destroy the whole business. Like the business is very clearly
Look, Uncle
bringing
Al's starting to make
money
a
and
lot of sense
business
to me. I
to
mean-
the town.
So
I don't want to like hurt the town through the process of hurting fancy pants.
So I use my message cantrip to talk to Alon quietly.
Okay.
And say, you know that golem that we learned about. What if we just put his body there and the golem killed him? He found his way to the wrong part of the woods.
That's a long way to drag a body.
I got a broom. I'll
If
fly
you have
him.
a broom, then just fly him wherever you want to fly him.
And it wouldn't
drop
be
him off
any
somewhere.
different to. It's not like you can take the authorities out there and say, "Look, the stone golem here did it."
I don't
Aren't
think
there
anybody's going
bears
to
in
take
the
the
woods?
authorities anywhere. I just don't think we should burn down the house. That's all I'm saying.
We just
You guys okay.
it's,
You should put it
I
to
don't
a
care
vote.
what happens to him and his body.
Yeah,
Desecrate it.
I'm gonna say. Yeah, I want to say that at the first mention of burning the house down, even the butler's like, "No, hold on a second. Now we're taking it up another notch here. Now they're going to blame us for the fire."
But that's why I sent the butlers away. That's why I gave them the gold and told
Okay.
them to go away.
Yo, that
Yeah,
butler
sure,
could
they
have
went
got caught in
downstairs.
the fire
I'll go
too,
with
if that's his opinion. You know,
but also there's a lot of jobs.
would be a
that
shame.
we'll lose if that.
Yeah, if you destroy this house and this business, because that's where that business is run from, you're destroying all of the gains the local economy has made.
Well, unless
So I
you-
have a couple wolf teeth.
A
That
con
I
your business, Alon.
What? Hold on, you two people talking. I couldn't hear either one of you.
I have a bunch of wolf teeth that I pulled out a while ago, and I'm offering to jam a few of them into his open axe wound on his head, and then we just throw him in the woods.
So that's
Literally anything, just don't burn down the house.
So that's a very barbarian idea, man. So the butler, though, the head butler, is going to come back, and he's going to say, I hear a lot of conversation about what's going on, and if I may so incline here, if you allow me to continue the business here, I could make a very sizable donation to the adventuring school.
Well, if that's what we're going to do, then how about this? You're happy to take over the business. You and your people deserve that. You and the people that worked for this piece of shit.
Yep.
Feel free to take over the business, make a donation to the school, and the 5 of us will take 25%.
And he says, no argument there. He says, I've made a wonderful living working for the Warrens, but I could not stand another week working for that one.
So there you go. We're going to make a donation to the school. We're going to get 25% of the business ongoing. You take care of everything. What do you want to do with this body that's in your house now?
Y'all got a fire pit in the back?
And he says, no fire pit, but I mean,
I can make fire.
I mean, their house is right in the woods. We can just drag them into the woods. There's wolves and bears and crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wouldn't want anybody to stumble
I don't think we have to
upon
put too much effort into this.
Sure.
Well, let's just drag him downstairs, put him in a wagon, take him out to the woods.
Okay, and the butler goes with you guys for all this. The guards, they're going to keep on about their business. When you gave them the gold, they basically went off. Everybody went and worked as if they were doing their normal tasks.
So I will stop as they're taking all the body out and getting it into a wagon and stuff. I will look at the guards and go, y'all now work for that guy.
And they go, understood.
And if you guys need anything, come find me.
So those guys are very well respected there. The butler's very well respected. Everyone in this house respects him. The family respected him. It's just this guy didn't.
Does the butler get a name now?
Yeah, we'll give him a name.
Less than Fancy Pants.
His name is
actually Average Pants.
Let's see. Well, we'll figure out a name for him later, but because he could be a character in this. Yeah.
His name is High Waters the Butler.
He's going with. So who else is going to go to dispose of the body in the woods?
I want to read
I'm
the
definitely. I'm dragging him off into the woods.
Needed.
Bill,
nope.
I'm curious. Are you okay with what they're choosing to do here?
I don't
need
have
a wagon,
problems
I'm just
with
throwing
it,
over
but
my
it's
shoulder.
not something I'm participating in.
Okay,
but I don't,
understood. Yeah. Most of the butlers aren't wanting to either, and butlers.
Okay. Did we decide we're keeping the mansion, as in not burning it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the butler's going to take over the business.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So it's essentially the butler's house now.
Okay.
Yep.
But I still want to go through Fancy Pants' like
stuff.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Would anyone loot his
taking
body?
the body? I just need to know who's taking the body to the woods. Ulfgar. So you two. You two are going to take it to the woods.
Hell of a day, huh, wizard?
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a day.
So there. Okay. So right before you go to start carrying, he goes, "1 moment, please." He goes over and he starts kicking the shit. The butler kicking the shit. He goes, "That is for Miss Emily."
High five the butler.
And I say, Butler, please, you're doing it all wrong. And I hand him my hand axe.
Okay, this is getting too fucking brutal. All right. So the two of you take the body out to the woods, and you're out there in the woods. Are you just going to cast Thunderbolt or Firebolt on it or something? Or?
Yeah, we kind of
That's
get
surprising.
an area we're not going to burn the forest down, and just cast Firebolt on them. And
You want to see if Fancy Pants has anything in his pockets first?
You can.
I don't
Probably
care.
got some money.
I'm just offering to the wizard.
Sure.
Maybe he's got magical items.
There is more things to address with this before we end this.
I'm doing investigation, right?
Oh, there's got to be hella repercussions for what we just did.
Yeah.
I assume so.
Huh?
22.
22?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You find a very interesting document, and you wonder what kind of psychopath carries around a document like this.
Oh boy.
And it is the deed to the business and the house and everything. He keeps it with him at all times. It's his most cherished possession.
Oh wow, the houses.
Gotta give that to the butler.
So, do I know what all is listed on that?
Yeah, you just because you know that this building is the home office of that business, right? So the whole thing's full. Remember whenever they had the town meeting and he said that was going to be the hub and everything. Yeah. So you find, and it's wrapped up with the plans that he had for other things, which you know that's bullshit because the townspeople didn't want that anyway. Yeah. They wanted the fruit business and the honey, but they didn't want the hotels and the water park and all that stuff.
Yeah,
water park.
So you kind of just say to hell with that paper, but the deed with all of this is important. So yeah, I would assume you give it to the butler then.
Yeah, because that's our plan is to have the butler take over. So, but I do want to burn the rest of those plans because we don't want the rest.
Okay, cool. So you stuff it back in his shirt like that.
If you're like, you may want this, butler, and I hand him the deed.
So the butler goes, very well, and he grabs a quill pen, dips some ink, and he says, I've been writing forged documents for this ass clown for years. And he writes it down like that. I've got his signature mastered. He had me write everything. He had me write checks. He had me write, all that stuff. So he, goes on and does that. So he basically signs over the business to him. He goes, so, everyone here doesn't really care that he left town or whatever. No one's ever going to question that. They're just glad he's gone.
And we trust this butler who's the...
We need to come up with the...
Would you like to roll an insight check on the butler?
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
You want to do that? Okay, so you want to get his alignment?
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh.
Like that?
Yeah.
It is lawful good.
Okay. Oh.
I like this. Okay. And yeah, I'll roll an insight, I guess, unless Ulfgar has better...
No. If well, do I know that you identified him as lawful
19.
Good?
19 on the insight.
What's the insight for?
You asked if I needed to cast it.
You know he's lawful good, so he's telling the truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. Well.
Yeah,
I say wizard. What do
you...
Then I ask him, I say, wizard, what do you think of our new friend here?
I think...
Trustworthy?
I think he's of good folk.
Okay. I won't try to intimidate him.
All right, so I look at the butler at this point and goes, your people, you can control your people, right?
Yeah, they work for I administer tasks to them every day.
Understood, but you can keep them from talking about what happened here tonight.
Yeah, most of them are celebrating. They're downstairs popping champagne now.
Well, don't let them celebrate in public.
I think we need to be all on the same page as to what happened, and that
nothing happened. We know nothing.
He left town, and he only told you, butler, and he signed over the deed. He was just so grief-stricken over his family's death, and he got overwhelmed by the business.
That's fine. He can be out here.
He went on a sabbatical into the woods,
and he just left.
Rogues.
Did we light him on fire yet, or?
No. Now that I have.
Now that you've searched his body.
There's another thing you guys are not forgetting about. There's an amulet on the floor here that.
No, I picked it up with my
Talia's
mage hand.
got it
Remember?
magic handed.
Yeah, it's just chilling in the air with my hand. I
How long
picked it
can
up
the
and
mage hand go?
30 minutes.
1 minute.
What's your plan with this thing?
I was gonna put it in find a container and put it in a container, so I don't have to touch it. Like it can just go in a. Well, I don't know. I'm not the magic people. They are.
If you trust me to destroy it, I will take it and destroy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do. I don't have that kind of magic, so we're gonna stuff it in a suitcase.
So whatever
Not a
you
suitcase,
put
a
in,
pillowcase.
suitcase.
It can fit in a cookie jar.
Well, but it's. I just need it to go. It's in something that can go in my burglar's pack, essentially.
Are we trying to keep this thing, or are we gonna destroy
Well,
it?
I want it destroyed, so I'm taking it so it can be destroyed.
Yeah,
it's a powerful dark.
I'm assuming casting firebolt on it wouldn't destroy it.
Probably not.
Yeah, that could come in handy later down the line.
Put it in whatever container you're going to put it in. Give it to me, and I will take it to the forge and melt it down.
I want SS the magician who doesn't like all the extra magic kind of being out there for bad purposes. I want it destroyed.
So this is all going to happen simultaneously here. Okay, so Caroline, you're basically with the butler while he's forging these documents, right? Nola, you're going to take that thing down to the forge probably right now, I would assume. And then the two of you are going to go dispose of this body. And then Phil, what are you doing?
Well, I'm still in the mansion. I
Yeah,
want
we
to
were both
rummage
gonna
and
raid.
pillage it.
Okay. All right, I'll let the both of you raid. You'll get one roll each for investigation.
I feel like he's got to have something in his office or something.
They're rogues. They got to do a little bit of roguing.
Hey, they don't care if we steal shit as long as it doesn't relate to the business.
Exactly.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh,
You rolled a natural
Dad.
1? Okay.
Did you lose your clothes again, Bean?
No.
No.
Here's what happened. You
I
can
got
question your
polar
sexuality.
fucking opposite. I got a nat 20.
Okay. You guys ready for this?
Okay.
Caroline, you find a bag full of freaking silver, and you just say, "Oh, happy day," and then you realize it's the bag that Phil dropped.
Wait, Phil dropped a bag of silver?
He just rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he basically lost his wallet. You got happy and found it, and then realized, "Oh shit, it's my partner." So you just get it back. So that solves that.
Thank you.
Well, that's no fun.
It's like pickpocketing Nola and giving it back to him.
So
That
we're
was
going to cut to these guys going out there. We're going to wrap this up here soon because we're coming up on the 3.5 hour mark, which is good timing. This was a great session, guys. I really enjoyed this. So you're out there in the woods with this body, and you got the papers that you don't want to be kept. What do?
Say his head isn't worth anything to me. The guy's a coward. Burn him.
So you're not beheading him.
Kill the
You guys fucking virulently hate this guy.
You hate
Yeah, Butler's kicking the shit out of him.
So yeah, we take him somewhere, pretty far out, kind of in a clearing maybe, so there's no trees. I can't burn the.
Hold on, Sean. I didn't destroy her perfect roll. She found a shitload of silver. I'm just assuming she was nice enough to her teammate that she gave it back to him because she's already richer than him anyway.
Yeah, I do have a lot more money than everyone.
Caroline, do you want to give that wallet back to him?
Well, yeah, I'm not going to keep his money.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Give him back most of his money.
I dropped this. Yeah, most of my money.
Okay. Sorry. I had to answer Sean on that one because that was a good point.
So I'll just keep casting firebolt at him.
Just lighting him
Make
up.
sure that there's no evidence.
I wish we brought marshmallows.
The ground.
Okay. This is just out of, earshot of the mansion behind some trees. So there you go. Alon, are you going to the forge?
Sure.
All right. So you head on down to the stable and smithy, leaving that mess back there behind you. And you got the easy job. You got the cookie jar, I guess. Whatever you put it in.
Who stole the cookie from
So
the
we are
cookie
destroying this super powerful item?
Yes.
Well.
Because it's a horrible item to have existing in this world.
If Uncle Alon says it's not
Agreed.
a good idea to keep, that's probably the case since he's a
We don't want somebody using it against us.
I'm also.
Again.
I'm just curious. That's just
For
me
the
asking.
third time.
So you fire up the forge and you want to dispose this thing before, old Vince and Sebastian wake up.
Something like that.
Wait, are you planning on doing something else with it?
Nope.
Okay, so you really want to destroy it. You're not doing anything in secret here.
Check your DMs.
Okay. Let me look at this while we're still here. Sorry, I don't have it where I get notifications whenever I'm not got the app open. So that is very interesting. So let's see. I won't say it. Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to destroy it in the forge.
Got it. All right. So everyone else has wrapped this night up. Are you guys all going to return to the school?
Yeah, I gotta check on my potions.
Yeah, we should probably.
Got nothing else to do. I'm going to take an apple from the house on the way out.
So here's the thing. Talia and Ulfgar both get 200 experience.
Woo.
Finish this thing off. Okay.
To
Jeremy
split
and
or
Phil.
each?
Jeremy, what?
To split or each?
No, you each get 200.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Jeremy and Phil, you guys get 100 experience. for helping this whole thing come together, basically. And Alon gets 150 experience for actually using some leadership there and making this thing happen the way all the team wanted it to.
Things did not go according.
We did the things.
But we got the end result.
No, you got a good result. I'm going to say this is a very good ending. This is a better ending than I thought it was going to be. I'll tell you, man, like the ideas that I thought how this was going to happen, this did not happen. This is one of those sessions that I'm so happy with because it ended better than any of the predicted outcomes that I had.
Nice.
Predicted outcome. We all die.
And
there was a lot of things.
25% of a successful business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, on the other end of it, you got to reel this thing back. I thought the most likely thing to happen was going to be that you guys were actually going to get into a conflict with him first, then find out about the witch.
Her butter supple loin.
So right there, that's where the paths diverged, and it's been totally different than how I could have predicted the whole night.
Nice.
From the moment you guys left having lunch with him. So with that said, we are going to finish this up. This has been a great session again. I think the last 2 sessions have been some of the best sessions we've had for sure. This game is on fire.
I feel like we're getting more like creative with
you are
things
all
we
of
are
you, and
coming
Lewis
up
is
with.
playing his character like a mofo, man. Like
Be the barbarian.
Like for real, dude. Like you're saying, like you're playing, like really, you were coming up with some
wolf
barbarian-minded
teeth.
shit, dude.
I thought the putting the teeth in his head was
The
good.
wolf teeth is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like everybody's
Figured, like, okay, guys, I got this figured out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jam some teeth in his face.
and everyone's
Problem solved.
looking at you, and they're like, "Okay, we're not doing that."
I was surprised you let me go in with you.
So
Well, I figured I would probably. I didn't think this was going to go according.
Had he walked past me to go downstairs, I was going to just grab him and then slam his face into the amulet to see if he transformed.
did you
Like,
think
that was my
I
plan,
thought-
was to like
I
hold the
thought
door and then just
momentarily
grab
about
him from
throwing
behind.
it at him when I had it in the hand. I was like, I should just launch it at him, but I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So let's do our nightly checkups with everybody, and we'll bid everyone else a good night. But starting with Nola in his new leadership role, how do you feel about tonight?
This might be my favorite session so far.
Really?
Yep.
You got a hell of a poker face, my friend.
I thoroughly enjoyed the ridiculousness of how things unfolded tonight.
You know,
And-
okay, so I agree with you. It is ridiculous, but at the same time, it's not outside the realm of logic that this could have happened.
No, not at all. And that's what I was going to say. It's nice to see everyone really kind of coming into their own as far as like the RP session of this. You know, not just like rolling dice but like actually putting some thought into, you know,
Yeah. Rolling
Playing
dice
the
to see if it
character.
happens
some
the way you
weird
wanted it to.
responses to weird situations. Loved
Yeah,
it.
it's excellent. So that's cool if this is your favorite session because either this one, last week's, or the Haunted Mansion one, those 3 are all kind of right there. Like it's hard for me to decide as the DM which one I like better. And they're all very different. You know, that one was more of like a stationary dungeon. And then the last one was like a big, you know, crawl into a big battle and all that kind of stuff. And then this one is you guys never even left town.
Think about all the money Phil's going to have to donate to an orphanage.
Yeah, man. We're all getting, what is it, 5%?
25. Oh, 5.
Well, it would be
No,
5%.
25% split.
Yeah.
Just have
Yeah.
an idea.
So yeah,
And we have
butler's
and we have
fine.
a store. We have a store to sell stuff.
Yeah.
And
You can
men
pump that
things.
money into the store. Yeah. So cool. So I'm glad, Nola. I'm really glad you're enjoying this because I know you were one of the main people when I first started talking about doing a real D&D session. You were one of the main ones that wanted it to happen, and here we are, 8 sessions in.
Right.
It feels like we've been playing for so much longer.
I hope that's a good thing.
No, it is. It's just, like I'm like, wow, it's only been 8 sessions. It's not been like 50. Are you sure?
So we're gonna cut over to Jeremy, and then we'll get down to your thoughts on that, Caroline. But Jeremy, what you got about tonight?
I think I agree with Noel. It was a real fun session. We're doing different things. Like I don't think we've done a session that was really like this and a lot more role play based.
Yep.
So like strictly. Granted, I think that we had a little bit of combat.
A little bit of you have to have a little bit here and there, and then The exploration factor, the figure it out. You guys had a lot of figured out stuff going on.
Yeah, just even like me and Lewis going down and finding the lady, like. We could have done it like I don't think we could have done that 100 different ways. I feel like
Exactly, and none of them were the way it turned out is not one of them that I had mapped. So,
and I might not have even asked her, about the amulet, and then we would have never gone after Fancy Pants today.
Yeah, he could have just kept cursing people and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like you don't know who all he is actually cursed either. Remember what I said? Things in the background.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was the combination of the letter from Urun and then her mentioning hexes and then.
Well, and I guess Ulfgar had perceived it too, because I had noticed when he had slipped up with his statement when we showed up at the door.
You like how I laid things all throughout this? Like you said, the thing about him mentioning the hex magic in the letter, and then she slipped it in her speech about what she sold. Like, you know what's funny? Like, you guys are figuring that stuff out, but there's other things that you guys have not quite pieced together yet that I'm actually surprised you haven't with past sessions. Like,
let's go back.
I was beginning to wonder if they had anything to do with the Baron, like that family.
No, they don't have anything to do with the Baron, but there's other things that. Not necessarily with them, but like things with Elric's journal and things that you've went and you got a little headway today. Like you found out stuff about that ring. So there you go. I think that was a big accomplishment too. The fact that you got started on potions and you discovered the tree, of the ring and all that.
I picked a very convenient time to finish my book on cryptids.
Yeah, exactly. That was very good. If you would like, I can actually, Jeremy, resend, or I can do it for all of you, resend what the contents of his journal so you can.
I only have written down what was like what I wrote down that day. I never got any more info on his journal.
I'll reshare what you guys got from it, and that way you get the events that have happened since. You might be able to piece more together now. So let's go down to Caroline then.
I'm still having a ton of fun. I had fun actually because I feel like I'm getting to play with the whole like the arcane trickster type now that I'm getting my magic, and I got to like be disguised and do some trickery. So I'm having fun with it, being a little sneaky.
Oh yeah.
Wish I got to shoot some arrows today, but I'm always happy to just have fun.
Yeah. Any comments though about the session particularly though?
Oh, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was well paced. We all got to do both separate things and like kind of cluster up together, which is always fun.
Yep. I'm not a fan of the whole never split the party thing because look at all the awesomeness that happened out of this because you guys were split.
And we've split, but we still stayed in like mini groups.
Yep. All right, Phil, how are you doing?
I had a great session. It wasn't all that action-packed for Bean, but it was so much fun watching everybody else that it was totally fun being part of, I don't know, still being in on it.
The crit fails are killing you, though.
I mean,
you still had a big thing because the conversations you had down at that tavern are
yeah. And I feel like in a way we laid some groundwork just for our presence there in the town. Certainly, Nola bought the store.
Yeah.
But we're starting to ingratiate ourselves with if that's the right word, with the locals, and the town is benefiting from our presence.
Yes. So the town, as I told you when you arrived, it already had great respect for the commandant and the school in general, but now it knows you all as individuals.
Yeah. So it was I don't know, in a way it was a nice ground laying session in a way too, maybe. I don't know.
What?
Thanks, Copy. I appreciate it. I saw you comment a few times, but I didn't realize you were here that long. Yeah. So, Phil, going forward, though, you think there's a lot that you could build off of from what you did do in this session?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I was just thinking, why don't I just start my own darn orphanage? And if I'm going to do that, then why don't I do it like in the Oliver Twist vein you know what I mean? Where I
pick up
train them all to be pickpockets and street urchins.
There you go.
Riff-raff.
Starting your underworld
I don't know.
army.
I don't know if Northridge would be the perfect place for that.
Northridge may not because it's a small town, but in the
Yes.
future, there may come a day, depending on how long you stick with this campaign, there may come a day where you don't really have that much to do with Northridge, except for it's a nice place to go visit once in a while because you know people there.
Yeah.
That could
It
happen.
used to be home.
Yes.
We have got money coming from here.
Yeah, there is a such thing as graduating from the school, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I would not be upset at like buying an apartment in Seeker City and like starting out there.
Well, we'll see.
We're gonna need places to keep all our
that
friends.
goes where we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to have a home base.
Yep, exactly. That's what the school. I love the school that I designed. I mean, it's my favorite part of this campaign because I built the whole campaign around that building. That was the first map I drew for this. So with that said, let's cut over to Lewis. What you got about tonight?
Yeah, man, I was having fun. Like we were talking the other day. Like, just to play the character and have fun with it. So that's kind of what I was going with.
Dude, it benefited so many ways because look at all that we established. Like, I mean, you almost freaking had sex with a witch, dude.
Well, that's the thing. I panicked a little bit. That's why I was trying to figure out a way to get Jeremy to meet the witch, but in a fashion that would make sense to my barbarian character.
Is
It's
she
like, oh
still
man, I
there?
fucked up. She's leaving town. We got to
Yeah, I
figure
was
out a way
hoping
for her
we'd
to
run
meet.
into her because I wanted to like.
She's
peruse
long
her
gone
wares.
towards Super City now.
Okay.
That's what I got. That's why I was trying to figure out something on the fly that made sense to the character, where it's not just like, oh, I want Jeremy
Oh,
to
I
meet
thought
her.
you played your character perfect.
Yeah.
I thought that was, especially
Like when she
with
was
the
leaving
whole-
town, I was like, fuck, I need the wizard to run into her somehow.
You said,
How am I going to try to
critical
orchestrate
fail
this?
on convincing. He's like, okay,
Oh,
well,
that
you
was
think-
not. Yeah, that was. Yeah,
It's
after
like
I
that
did
was
that,
an
I was like,
intelligence saving throw. Like you're like, well, here, just take the stone.
I mean, to be fair, he doesn't know about
Which I-
the golem.
which I knew wouldn't work, but the fucking barbarian.
You don't, yeah, but the witch doesn't know about it either.
Wrong head.
So I'd be more worried about the fact that the commandant would just be disappointed that that he gave his stone away.
I was interpreting it that I was just like, yeah, I don't know, I'll just get another one. It's fine.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Seems
That's
they're
how
easy to
a
come by.
barbarian would think in that situation.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was trying not to go like evil or anything on my character, so I was just trying to play it like like a Conan type of like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that worked.
Let's break their head or something. You know?
And okay, one thing we should mention before we cut this loose here. What do y'all think about the demise of Fancy Pants? Was that one hell of a side quest or what? Like from the time you met him to now?
I didn't think he'd
Can't
go
believe he's
so
gone.
soon. I thought he would stick around a little longer. I was hoping the redemption arc was in his future.
So check this out, right? I've mentioned this before, and this is perfect to end this on here. Players typically don't realize that they influence the world and create the world almost as much as I am. Okay. Caroline, you created a very large percent of Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants was never intended to have this much involvement in any of the story. Like, he almost went outside of the bounds of side quests. Like,
Fair,
I
yeah.
thought that he would have appeared maybe 2 or 3 times, not every session for the past 5 or 6.
He was a consistent presence.
Yeah. So that's an example. And the same with the witch. The witch was a means to give him the pendant for him to be able to take Tuesday night off. And then look what we did with that. You know, that was really incredible.
Yeah. If we get $500, we can learn some tricks.
Yeah. And she's still known to the two of them. So, like, y'all can
Yeah.
run into her again at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, I want to bid the chat good night. There's still a couple people hanging around here, and anybody watching the replays. We had 42 people already watch the replay from Tuesday.
Damn. Set
so
up that Patreon.
So everybody, thanks and good night. And we're not doing next Tuesday, are we? Because you two have an interview, right?
No, this Tuesday.
No, that's in like 2 weeks, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then forget that. It'll be as always Tuesday night, 6:30, and we're gonna have some fun again as we have been doing this whole time. Good night, everybody.
Bye bye.